Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Towson University football, where this afternoon the Towson University Tigers taking on the Maryland Terrapens. Spiro Marikas along with Hall of Fame coach Gordy Combs. And Gordy, for the Tigers this afternoon, certainly a step up in competition.
Yep, and over the last 2 weeks, Maryland has played really well, and they let their freshman quarterback, Malik Washington, get some plays under his belt. He throws the ball extremely well. I had the opportunity to watch Malik play in high school when he played for Spalding, when my grandson Luke Miller played against him when he played at McDonough.
Well, he was one of the top quarterbacks in the country coming out of high school, and certainly so far for Maryland, he's done a good job. He's thrown for 512 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. On the other side, the Tigers also have a true freshman quarterback who also has not thrown an interception. So think about that. You've got 2 true freshman quarterbacks. They've played 4 games between them and not an interception either way.
Well, they both came from really good programs, and they both played against good competition, with indoor playing at St. Thomas Aquinas in Florida.
So the Tigers and the Terrapens meeting this afternoon here at CQ Stadium, as the Tigers looking to get to 3-0. And obviously, when you play an FBS school, you go in and you certainly hope you're going to win the ball game. But being realistic, your odds are not good. And the Tigers have done it before. 2013, they knocked off the University of Connecticut, which gave the Tigers their first and only ever FBS win, so certainly it can happen.
Yes, yeah. You have to have some turnovers, and like you talked about initially, Malik Washington doesn't have a turnover, so you got to create some turnovers, and also you can't have any turnovers, whether it's in offense or even the special teams. Special teams will be really key today. It'll be good for our punter, Lafayette. He is excellent, I think. He places the ball well. He'll have good height, and we'll get good coverage on the punts today. And then, with Williams kicking off, he's got to do a good job to pin him back in the corners.
The Tigers last week defeated Morgan in the final seconds of the ball game to win by a final of 27-22 as Indorf hit Dunmore late in the football game. But the Tigers were very opportunistic. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown by Lucas Lindano, and Miles Brody with an interception return for a touchdown. Those are the type of plays you're going to need when you're playing a team like Maryland.
Yeah, and I think the thing is you don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on the freshman quarterback Indorf. And also about Andrew, we got to give him some good throws, easy throws. I can see us doing a lot of those wide receiver screens today. I can remember years ago when Sean McDonald was the football coach at New Hampshire, and he played Rutgers, and he threw 29 wide receiver screens trying to win that game. And that's what you're trying to do, get out in the open. And we have 4 really good receivers, I think.
Led so far by Dunmore, the Oregon State transfer. He's got 11 catches in the first 2 games for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. Maryland's leading receiver is Dorian Fleming. Fleming on the year has 10 catches for 106 yards. If you look at yards per catch, their leader is Shalik Knotts. He's got 7 catches for 117 yards, 16.7 yards per catch with 2 touchdowns. Their rushing game is split between 2 guys for the most part. Nolan Ray has rushed for 75 yards the first 2 games on 19 carries, and DeJuan Williams, 20 carries, 74 yards. For the Tigers, true freshman Kamarion Battles has 30 carries for 132 yards, and Gordy, he looks like a really, really nice running back.
I like the speed. He hits the hole quick. I think he's more of an off-tackle outside guy, and I think Wooten's more of an inside guy. But I don't know how much success we'll have against the Maryland front 7 by running the ball inside today.
So the Tigers and the Terrapens about 10 minutes away from kickoff. We'll take a break. We come back. We hear from the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick. Towson and Maryland coming up.
Towson University does more than educate. We elevate, creating next-level opportunities for Maryland and beyond. TU is redefining the role of a public university, expanding access to life-changing experiences, raising the bar for collaboration, pushing possibilities at the forefront of teaching and research. Tigers are leading the way. Take TU's incredible momentum and make it yours.
It's your weekly trip. It's our everyday low price. It's one of 37 things on your list and one of 10,000 items we've marked down. It's feeding them balanced meals and helping you balance your budget. At Wise Markets, we know you keep a close eye on every price. And so do we. Our low price promise helps you save throughout the store without waiting for a sale. So that you can eat better, we help you spend less. That's Wise.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs for the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Instead of just asking, how can we treat Leo's ankle? At MedStar Health, we ask, how can we get Leo the exact care he needs at our urgent care? Care that quickly gets him in for an on-site x-ray, that shows he needs an orthopedic specialist, that joins him for a video consult. That means he doesn't have to miss his very important afternoon appointment. How we help Leo get back to his life is about so much more than how we treat his ankle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Fourth ever meeting between the Maryland Terrapens and the Towson University Tigers. The last time they met, September 2nd of 2023, which was Coach Pete Shinnick's debut as the Tiger head coach, and the Tigers fell by a score of 38-36. Gordy, when you look at these two teams through the first two games of the season, the Tigers are only averaging 286 yards of offense per game, and Maryland better, but not outstanding, 360 yards per game. So neither offense has really been explosive in the 4 games they've played.
And I think part of that is the fact that, you do have 2 first-year starting quarterbacks that are true freshmen, not redshirt freshmen. So they weren't here for a year. They just got here. I think Malik got here during the spring, so he was here at spring ball. But Indorf didn't get here I guess he got here during the summer, during preseason. And he showed enough to the coaches to win a job. So, you're kind of a little hesitant to open it up a whole lot, but you're a little conservative because you want to give him some faith and confidence.
We had a chance to speak with the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick, about today's ball game. Apparently we're having technical difficulties, so we will not hear from Coach Shinnick. But what he did say was that the Tigers have to make sure that they don't give up the big play on defense, and they need to be able to run the football on this Maryland team and try to eat up clock and keep the Maryland offense off the field.
And that's good. After watching the first 2 Maryland games, I had the opportunity that their front 7 on defense are really good. And they have 2 freshmen that start at their defensive ends, Zaire Mathis, and the other one is Sydney Stewart. Sydney Stewart is from Joppa, Maryland.
So the Tigers and the Terrapins, again, meeting for the 4th time ever. The Tigers are 0-3 against Maryland in their history. And I harken back to 2012 when the Tigers were taking on the Terrapins, and or was it 2011? And Grant Enders was injured, had migraines, could not play, and Peter Athens had to step in. And the Tigers played a very tough ball game against the Terrapins, although they ended up losing the ball game. It was probably the best chance Towson had in the 3 against Maryland. But It's good that the Tigers are here to play Maryland, keep the money in the state.
It's a good payday for the Tiger football program. That's what you have to do in FCS football. You have to play that money game once a year.
Well, they'll play 2 next year, South Carolina and Navy, on the schedule for the Tigers next year as far as FBS goes. But for the Tigers, this is the end of a 3-game road trip, and they'll be at home next week for the first time to take on Youngstown State, and then it's all CAA play after that. But here this afternoon, how do you think Andrew Indorf is feeling right now? Now, he's not from the state, so he doesn't have the sense of that Maryland is Maryland and Towson is Towson. But he knows what big-time football is, obviously, being in Florida.
Yeah, and, he's had plenty opportunities probably to attend games, living in the Florida game. I'm sure he went to a Miami game and he in an early year, not his early years, but in his junior year at high school, he probably had some opportunities to go to some games, and he was probably recruited by some of them initially. I always call you're a suspect, then you become a prospect. Everybody's a suspect, then you become a prospect, then you become a recruit. So that's usually how it worked out in my mind. So I'm sure he knows a lot of guys. He knows a lot of guys. That you come from St. Thomas Aquinas in Hollywood, Florida. That's good football, and a lot of your past teammates have gone on to play big time football.
Head coach of the Terrapens is a man that you are very, very familiar with. Mike Loxley played for you when you were the defensive coordinator at Towson. And, Coach Loxley has had a very good coaching career. I mean, he's coached at the highest level of college football. I mean, he was at Alabama with Nick Saban, so he's certainly when you coached him, did you have any sense that he would end up becoming a coach?
Yeah, he was one of those long line of free safeties that put the secondary in position, whether it was the 2 corners or the strong safety or the underneath coverage by the linebackers. You always know what guys are going to be coaches, and then when he exhausted his eligibility, I said, you want to be a student coach. I think he was finishing to get his degree, and he went ahead and did that, and then he even played a semester of basketball for Coach Truax. So I mean, you knew that Mike was going to be a coach, and with his tremendous personality, you knew he would be an excellent recruiter. He didn't have an opportunity to recruit for us, but he was one of the guys that we had him host recruits when they came in.
Tigers lost the toss. Maryland has deferred. The Tigers will kick or will receive the kickoff. Towson today, white tops, black pants, black helmets, black numerals. Maryland with the red tops, the white pants, and the Terps written in script on their helmet.
And they've gone back to their old uniforms,
yeah,
helmets
nice.
and
Jerry
everything.
Claiborne days.
Yeah. And not with that American flag helmet and American flag
Maryland flag.
Maryland flag all over the uniform. Yeah.
So the Tigers will receive the kickoff. And again, last week, Lucas Londano with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, or 96 yards. Lucas averaging 47.7 yards per kick return. He's only returned 3. Obviously, one of them as successful as you can get.
Yeah, and the statistics are very interesting early in the season, like after 2 games.
The weather today, it is beautiful. High 70s, low 80s. There is some wind moving from right to left on the field as the Tigers and the Terps have stepped onto the field. They get set to kick off. Londano back deep. Towson and Maryland meeting for the 4th time this afternoon in College Park at CQ Stadium. So it's nice that our arena and their stadium has the same sponsor, CQ. As we await television Official game time temperature is 78 degrees.
It's almost perfect.
It is. Not a cloud in the sky today.
Unless you're an offensive lineman, it's a little too warm.
Kicking off for the Terrapens is Philip Noyes, a redshirt freshman from Pittsford, New York. Londano split on the near side for the Tigers. As Noyes puts his foot into it, and we are underway. This one is going to be picked up by no one. Now Londano does. The Tigers, Sam Reynolds, who was back there with Londano, let the ball hit. I guess he signaled for a fair catch, but he let the ball hit the ground, and
Nope.
the Tigers are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 3.
I think he was telling him not to go. It was going to go in the end zone. I think that's
Well,
what
that's
he
what
really
he thought, but it
yeah,
didn't.
No, and you're right. You're right. He should have fair caught that ball, and then we would get it back out to the 25, 30-yard line.
Instead, the Tigers start 1st and 10 at their own 2.
That's not good field position, and this is going to be a big field position day.
So 1st and 10 for Towson. At their own 2-yard line, Indorf out of the shotgun. Wooten stands to his left on 1st and 10. He's going to throw. Back, fires, deep, downfield. This pass incomplete over the head of everybody, intended for Jason Doss around the 30-yard line on the far side, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
In watching Indorf the first 2 games, Andrew, I don't know if he's a run quarterback. And what I mean by that is a run design quarterback.
He hasn't had many designed for him, that's for
Nope.
sure.
And that's the only reason I don't think he's that type of player.
Here's a give to Wooten over the left side, and he's not going to get much, if anything, and then gets slammed to the ground in the end zone by Daniel Wingate, a junior from Bowie. And now 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers at their own 2-yard line. So the kickoff did not go well, and the first 2 plays have not gone well.
There's not many plays when you're on your own 1-yard line, 3rd and 11, backed up. You don't want to get a sack.
Indorf, handoff over the right side, and Wooten will gain a yard to the 3, and that's it. And the Tigers going to have to punt, and Bryce LaFollette not going to have a lot of room.
Plus, the other thing is, when you're only don't have that full, 14, 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, you got to get that ball off quick. You can't take your regular steps. You got to catch it and hit it.
Josiah McLaurin is the return man. He stands at the 45 of Towson. LaFollette on the end line.
That's only 40 yards away.
And he hits a wobbler.
And it's low.
Caught at the 37 and cutting to the right. McLaurin trying to find the corner. Gets inside the 35 and taken down at the 33-yard line. So right off the bat, Maryland with great field position as they'll have it 1st and 10 at the Towson 33-yard line. Malik Washington is the quarterback. Again, Malik from Glen Burnie. Went to Archbishop Spalding. Same school as Tigers star lacrosse player Mikey Weissauer. So 1st and 10. Nolan Ray is the running back. He stands to the left of the quarterback. Washington going to throw, pass, caught at the 35 to the 30, 25, and inside the 25-yard line goes the wide receiver, Jaleel Farouk. Farouk with his 10th catch of the season, and he's got a 1st down.
We got to get off the blocks on those wide receiver screens. We can't let the receivers block us.
1st and 10 at the 23 of the Tigers. Give to Ray up the middle, inside the 20, and taken down right at the 20-yard line. So a pickup of 3 will make it 2nd down and 7.
Good stop by the interior defensive line for the Tigers.
2 minutes into the game, or 3 minutes into the game. The Tigers and Maryland are scoreless, but the Terps in business at the Towson 20. Give to Ray around the left side. He gets tackled at the 19-yard line. Making the stop there for the Tigers was Jamez Drummer, a grad student transfer from Old Dominion, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Maryland went with a over formation, over tackle, and that's just like both tackles were on the same side.
3rd down and 6 at the 19 of the Tigers. Washington out of the shotgun.
It looks like we're going to come here. We showed blitz. Rodney Rome showed number 11 that he was going to come.
Play clock down to 5. Washington gets the snap, drops back. Pressure comes, dumps it over the middle. Incompleted pass, trying to hit Ray. And Maryland going to have to try the field goal.
Yeah. I tell you, this is even if he makes this field goal, this is a win-win for Towson.
It is.
Considering that, they started at the our own 33-yard line. To
Sean O'Hare to kick, a redshirt freshman, transfer from Richmond. This is a 37-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. 11:43 remaining here in the first quarter. Our score, Maryland 3, Towson nothing. We come back to CQ Stadium.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a Good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
Maryland's first drive only went 17 yards, but the Terrapens get a field goal out of it as they got the ball because the Tigers on the kickoff, Sam Reynolds let it hit and it bounced at the 2 and died there, and that's where Towson took over, went 3 downs and out. Then LaFollette didn't have a lot of room to punt and had to get it off quickly, did not hit a great punt. Maryland started their drive at the 33 and moved it down to the 20, and then a 37-yard field goal made by Sean O'Hare, thus 3-0 with 11:43 to go here in this first quarter of play. And Gordy, again, a win for the Tiger defense.
Absolutely. Now I'm sure that Coach Shinnick got that kickoff return straightened out by the return guys. Let's communicate. Let's make sure it doesn't bounce, and we should fair catch that ball if it's short like that.
Londano on the near side, Reynolds on the far side as Noyes gets set to kick off.
And that couldn't be a situation where the ball got held up by the wind, because there's very little wind. I mean, those flags on the goalposts aren't even moving at either end.
Tigers moving left to right here in this first quarter of play, as Noyes gets set. He's also their punter. We are set to go with a kickoff. Noyes hits this one, and this time Sam Reynolds calls for and makes a fair catch in the end zone, so the Tigers will start 1st and 10 at their own 25.
I was thinking about that and thinking about, that just fair catch. I think maybe that was part of the game plan going into the game. Even though we had a nice return last week.
Yeah, 96 yards.
Yeah. But it's a different scenario playing Morgan and playing Maryland. Only thing they haven't changed, they both have M's at the beginning.
Tigers with 5 receivers, no running back in the formation. The running back battle splits out to the left side. Indorf going to throw, fires it, caught by Londano at the 23, moves forward, gets hit and stopped by Braden Lee at the 26, so a pickup of 1 will make it 2nd down and 9.
And we got a little more room to move around.
Battles is the running back. He will stand to the right of the quarterback. Now moves to the left of the quarterback, Indorf. 3 receivers split left, 1 to the right. Indorf back to throw. Fires, near side, pass. Dropped by Dunmore at the 42 of Maryland. Tried to make a one-handed catch as the ball was thrown towards the sideline, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
I just think he didn't come out of his route quick enough. It was a good play. It was a 93-step drop, and we just didn't make the play.
This time 3 receivers split to the far side. 3rd down and 9, Tigers at their own 26. Now Indorf may be changing the play. Play clock to 8. Here's a give to Battles around the left side, and Battles gets up to the 28-yard line, so 3 downs and out again, and La Follette will have to punt.
Thinking about that game last Saturday night at Morgan, that's probably one of the best Morgan teams I've seen in quite some time. I mean, the coach there is doing a great job. This is his 4th year, and they've showed a lot of progress.
So 4th down and 7 for the Tigers. McLaurin back at his 29-yard line. La Follette the punt from the 14. It's a beauty this time. McLaurin calls for a fair catch at the 27-yard line. So a 45-yard punt with no return, and we've got a timeout. 10:29 remaining here in this first quarter of play. The score, Maryland 3, Towson nothing.
Instead of just asking, how can we treat Leo's ankle? At MedStar Health, we ask, how can we get Leo the exact care he needs at our urgent care? Care that quickly gets him in for an on-site x-ray, that shows he needs an orthopedic specialist, that joins him for a video consult. That means he doesn't have to miss his very important afternoon appointment. How we help Leo get back to his life is about so much more than how we treat his ankle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
Hey, Marylanders! Play Multi-Match, Maryland's only in-state jackpot game from the Maryland Lottery. Lots of Marylanders will play, lots of Marylanders can win, and lots of Marylanders will have fun. The $2 ticket gives you a chance to win a jackpot starting at $500,000. And with drawings every Monday and Thursday, you have plenty of chances to play. Marylanders just have more fun with Multi-Match, Maryland's in-state jackpot game. Please play responsibly.
Tigers have had 2 possessions, and it's been 2 downs and out. Maryland on their first possession went about 13 yards, kicked a field goal, and they lead 3-0 with 10:29 remaining here in this first quarter. And now the Terps will start this drive at their own 27-yard line after the 45-yard punt by La Follette. Malik Washington on the first drive threw twice. Completed a pass for 10 yards to Farouk. Nolan Ray had 2 carries for 4 yards in that first drive of the afternoon.
And that last series by our defense, that gives us a little confidence. Now they're a long way away, and that was just a real good job by our defense, because they tested us on the perimeter, they tested us on the inside, and we were able to stand up against it. Looks like we're in a 2-deep shell here.
1st and 10 for the Terps at their own 27. They'll split one receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Washington out of the shotgun. Back split to his right. Sends a man in motion to the far side. Going to throw over on the far side. Caught at the 25, 30, and up to the 34-yard line. Goes Nolan Ray, the running back. Oh, actually, that's Shalik Knotts. Knotts making his 8th catch of the season, and he picks up 7 yards on the play, so 2nd down and 3 at their own 29. 2 men left, 1 to the right. There's a give up the middle to the running back with a big hole.
Oh, the referee went down.
Dewan Williams all the way up to the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of 12, 1st and 10 Terps.
I think the umpire got blocked there.
So 1st and 10 Maryland at their own 45.
We're in that 3-3 stack again.
Fake to Williams, pass caught in the flat and tackled. A great tackle made there by Jason Shiggs as he knocked Farouk off his feet. And he may have lost a yard on the play. 2nd and 11.
That's a heck of a play. He fought off the block, went inside, which you tell him never to go inside, and still was able to make the play.
So 2nd and 11 for the Terps at their own 44. Farouk split. Now Washington back to throw.
home run.
Going deep. Has a man wide open at the 20, 15, 10, 5. And out of bounds goes Octavian Smith, a senior from Paint Branch, Maryland. And he's driven out of bounds down around the 2-yard line. And he got behind everybody. Mark him down at the 2. So Jason Shiggs, who made a great play on the previous play, gets burned on that one. So 1st and goal.
I think it also the corner, number 13, Carnell Davis, also got beat on that play.
Give up the middle, fighting, touchdown Terrapens, as Dewan Williams gets into the end zone, and it's 9-0 with 8:11 to go here in the first quarter. And that's what you can't do, Gordy. You can't give up the big play.
I mean, you think that we had better field position, and you were right about Suggs. It looked like they were too deep. I just thought that the corner should have ran with him because there was nothing underneath of him. And you're supposed to, but the corner, the safety has to keep everything in front of you when you're a 2-deep zone.
Key play, that 53-yard reception by Smith. O'Hare on to try the extra point. Snap down, kick up, and it is good. So 8:11 to go here in the first quarter, and our score, Maryland 10. Towson, nothing.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a Good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
Maryland just drove 73 yards, scoring the touchdown as they take a 10-0 lead over the Tigers.
And this is a formation you don't want to see a lot, is the kickoff return, even though, they did win the toss and deferred, but then after 2 scores, they get the kickoff. This is the third time will be kickoff return. You don't like that.
So Towson will receive a kickoff for the third time in the first 6 minutes and 49 seconds of this game. And the offense, interestingly enough, Gordy, has thrown on first down on both drives, and they've been incomplete, putting them in second and long that they haven't been able to recover from.
Well, when we were on the 2-yard line in that opening series, we tried for the big hitter there to get us out of the hole. And then, I thought the receiver on the next series could have caught the ball. He didn't come out of his break quick enough. Quarterback, it was a 3-step, so I don't know how many yards the route should have been. It should have been under 10-yard route.
Reynolds lines up on the far side, Londano the near side as Noyes gets set to kick off. 10-0 Terrapins, 8:11 to go here in the first quarter.
That's a digit you don't usually see in total yards when passing, 1 yard passing.
Reynolds going to let it hit in the end zone for a touchback, so the Tigers will start 1st and 10 at their own 25. Indorf for the first 2 drives, 1 completion for that 1 yard. Yeah, the Tigers being outgained 87-4 here in this first 7 minutes of the game. Tigers will come out with their 3rd running back as Kasheem Phillips, the redshirt freshman from Philadelphia, is in the game. And he gets the handoff up the middle and will gain a yard to the 26. So 2nd down and 9. Phillips on the year, just his 4th carry. So 2nd and 9 for the Tigers at their own 26. They'll split 2 receivers to the near side.
4 wide receivers in the game.
2 to the far side. 2nd down and 9 at their own 26. Phillips stands to the right of the quarterback. Now moves to the left of Indorf. Long count. Indorf gets a snap, fires in the flat, caught by Phillips, 30, and out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Best play of the day for the Tigers. They pick up 6 yards, will bring up 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and 3 for the Tigers at their own 32. Again, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Indorf looks to the sideline. He's got 3 quarterbacks over there giving him signals.
Pick out the one that's live.
Indorf gets a snap, dropping back. Pressure comes, fires downfield, incomplete. Trying to get it to Zay Perkins around midfield, and under pressure was Indorf. Threw it off his back foot and it went over the head of Perkins. And the Tigers, 3 possessions, 3 downs and out.
And 3 punts.
Farouk will go back to receive this punt return from La Follette.
Lafayette had a really good punt last time. And now the return guys give him a lot more respect.
And
that's
this
a bad one.
Off the side of his foot, taken by Farouk at the 33, slips the first man, but not the second, and taken down at the 35-yard line.
We got 2 penalties on the field.
Well, maybe this
might
will
be
move
a
the
hold.
Terrapins back a little further.
I hope so. Yeah, hold. I see the side judge sitting, grabbing his wrist. Hope he's right.
So if it is a 10-yard penalty, they'll mark it back to the 25. See what the call is. Yep, holding on the Terrapins. That is the first penalty of the game with 6:38 to go in the first quarter. So Maryland will be moved back inside their 25-yard line, back to the 22. Malik Washington so far, 4 of 5 for 70 yards. Rushing, they've rushed 4 times for 17 yards. They've got it at the 22, their own. Here's a flip to the receiver, and over the 30 and out to the 39-yard line goes Farouk. As that'll go as a pass as Washington flipped it forward, and that picks up 18 yards and a first down.
And on a good block there was A.J. Szymanski, the tight end, who is the son of Steve Szymanski, who played for us at Towson.
Went to Loyola
High School.
1st and 10 for the Terps at their own 40. Farouk already with 3 catches today. Washington wants to throw to the far side, has a man open, out of bounds at the 47 of the Tigers goes Ryan Manning, a sophomore who also went to St. Francis Academy.
You know, that's a long throw for a 10-yard gain. You know, I mean, that just shows you the arm strength of Washington for Maryland.
So 1st and 10 Terps at the 47 of Towson. Give around the right side to Ray, and Ray gets bottled up after a 2-yard gain to the 45-yard line. Will bring up 2nd down and 8. So Washington has already thrown for 101 yards today. Came into the game averaging 256 yards. 2nd down and 8 Terps at the 45 of the Tigers. Washington dropping back, looking. Going to fire it across the middle, caught at the 40, and down at the 40-yard line goes A.J. Szymanski. It's a junior, picked up 8 yards on the play.
His mom was a really good volleyball player at Towson.
So 3rd down and 3 for the Terps at the Tiger 40.
They're going with that tackle overplay where both tackles are on the left side of the line of scrimmage, and they run that side.
They run and get the first down as Ray gets inside the 35. Pick up a 5 yards on the play. So 1st and 10 for the Terrapins at the 35 of the Tigers. Drive started back at their 22. They lead 10-0 with 4:10 to go here in the first quarter. Ray behind the quarterback, Washington, who's in the pistol. Now they drop the tight end Szymanski back there also. Washington to throw. Looks, fires, deep, left side pass, caught at the 2-yard line by Shalik Knotts.
That was the only place where that ball could have been thrown and been completed. To the outside.
Actually, pretty good coverage by Miles
It was
Brody.
a real good coverage, I thought. He just looked the wrong way.
So 1st and goal for the Terrapins at the Tiger 2.
He turned outside like it was going to be a fade, and it was a long comeback. That was a long comeback.
Washington keeps himself over the right side into the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland. So on for the extra point is O'Hare. The Terps with 165 yards of offense here in this first quarter. O'Hare, extra point is up, and it's good. So the Tigers now down 17-0. And Gordy, this offense has to at least get a first down or two to give the defense a break.
They have the defensive philosophy of 3 and out. That's, I always feel like, that's just like a turnover when you go 3 and out offensively. You don't change field position, Those things are difficult to overcome.
Timeout on the field. We come back to CQ Stadium.
Instead of just asking, how can we treat Leo's ankle? At MedStar Health, we ask, how can we get Leo the exact care he needs at our urgent care? Care that quickly gets him in for an on-site x-ray, that shows he needs an orthopedic specialist, that joins him for a video consult. That means he doesn't have to miss his very important afternoon appointment. How we help Leo get back to his life is about so much more than how we treat his ankle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
Hey, Marylanders! Play Multi-Match, Maryland's only in-state jackpot game from the Maryland Lottery. Lots of Marylanders will play, lots of Marylanders can win, and lots of Marylanders will have fun. The $2 ticket gives you a chance to win a jackpot starting at $500,000. And with drawings every Monday and Thursday, you have plenty of chances to play. Marylanders just have more fun with Multi-Match, Maryland's in-state jackpot game. Please play responsibly.
Well, it hasn't gone the way Coach Shinnick would have liked here in the first quarter, as the Tigers down 17-0. Terps with 165 yards of offense on 16 plays. The Tigers 9 plays, 11 yards, and Gordy, time of possession, 10:31 to 122.
Well, when you have 3 and outs, you're not going to have much time of possession, especially when you're a little bit with the chains, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and then also the clock keeps stopping.
So Noyes set to kick off for the 4th time here in this first quarter.
And he's done a good job. 2 of them went in the end zone, and 1 went to the 1-yard line where we had a screw up.
Reynolds to the left, Londano to the right. As Noyes set to kick off. High one.
It's returnable.
And they let it hit into the end zone for a touchback, so the Tigers will start 1st and 10 at their own 25 once again. Indorf, 2 of 5 for 7 yards so far. Tigers have gone with a different running back in each of their 3 possessions. And so far the leading rusher is Battles. He has 1 carry for 2 yards. And it will be Battles in along with Wooten. They're both in there. So Indorf splits 2 receivers to the left. Now Battles goes in motion that way. They give the Wooten up the middle, and Wooten will gain 3 yards to the 28-yard line, make it 2nd down and 7.
When we initially set up, I thought we were going to the veer, the old veer. We had 2 backs, dive in a pitch, but they got out of it by putting one of the tailbacks in motion.
2nd down and 7 for Towson at their own 28, trailing 17-0 with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Same formation, give the Battles. Battles crosses the 30 and up to the 32, near the 33. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short of the first down. So this the Tigers' best third down situation, 3rd and 1.5. Indorf again splits Battles out to the far side. No, Battles is coming out of the game. They bring in another tight end as Peyton Faulkner checks in. Split one receiver left, one to the right. Wooten is the running back. Indorf gives to Wooten. Wooten trying to break it outside. He's got the first down over the 35-yard line. So finally, the Tigers get a first down as Wooten got 3 yards on the play to the 36. Down to 1:40 to go here in the first quarter.
Wooten, he had a great effort there because he was hit at the line of scrimmage.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Out of the shotgun is Indorf. Gives to Wooten again, trying to find room. Cuts back to his right and gets bottled up. No gain on the play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Terrapens in there to make the stop. So 2nd down and 9 coming up for Towson at their own, 2nd and 10 at their own 36. Tigers take out the tight end Butler, bring in the receiver Zay Perkins. They'll split Perkins and Doss to the far side, Dunmore to the near side.
We're using that shot clock, or the play clock. I always call it
Sam
the shot
Reynolds
clock.
now goes to the far side.
Screen.
Indorf sets up a screen, and the pass is caught and taken down after a gain of 2 yards on the play. Was Wooten, who also lost his helmet. So he's got to come off the field. And for Wooten, that's his first reception of the season. 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Tigers at their own 38. This could be the last play of the quarter. There's 3 seconds between the game clock and the play clock.
Yeah, because of the helmet coming off.
And the clock running down to 1 second and a timeout called by the Tigers.
I don't understand that.
There's 5 seconds left in the quarter. And Towson calling a timeout, their first of the afternoon. Indorf 3 of 6 for 9 yards.
I always have a list of questions in my mind if I could go into the post-game press conference. And that
you can. Nobody's stopping you.
I know. Number one, that would be the first. Why'd you call that timeout with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter?
So the Tigers have 3rd down and 8 coming up at their own 38-yard line.
Unless we didn't have the right personnel on the field. That's probably – that would have been my answer to my own question.
They'll split 2 receivers to the far side, Dunmore to the near side. Again, going with a back flanking the quarterback Indorf on either side. Indorf back to throw. Pressure comes. Down he goes back at the 28-yard line. Coming in to make the stop, Zahir Mathis, a freshman from Philadelphia.
Both of their defensive ends are freshmen.
So that'll bring up 4th down. When we come back, the Tigers will have to punt. 15 minutes in the books here at College Park. Our score, Maryland 17, Towson nothing.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
Tigers are trailing Maryland by a score of 17-0 in the stat sheet. Looks a lot like the scoreboard, as Maryland with 165 yards of offense in the first quarter, the Tigers with just 15, and Towson going to have to punt as they've got 4th and 17 coming up from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah. Bryce LaFollette, he's been a little inconsistent. That's not like him today. You know, sometimes what you try is you try too hard. And, you know, you're trying to kill the ball. You know, you just got to go with your regular motion of your leg, a good drop, and you'll get a good kick.
All right, well, you coached the first FBS game Towson ever played. That was against Navy. And it was much like this early on. What are you telling your guys on the sideline?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, that's not working.
No, I know. No, you just got to stay true to your fundamentals and run your plays and do those things. You know, don't look at the scoreboard. You know, it's, you know, we had some issues in that game. You know, one of them was my fault because they had changed quarterbacks because their starting quarterback got hurt in camp, and I didn't think the quarterback was going to pitch it, and he did pitch it for 300 yards to one running back for the whole game.
LaFollette hits a good punt this time. Farouk makes the catch at the 20, moving to his right, cuts up the middle, 25, slips from a man, but then taken down at the 27-yard line. Carnell Davis, grad student from Duquesne, makes the stop for the Tigers, so the Terps will start 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Washington, 8 of 9 for 139 yards so far. And
one's for you.
Gordy, he hasn't had any pressure at all.
No, none. He just stood back here like it's 7-on-7. You know, when you don't have a defensive line and an offensive line, just really impressed with his arm and his variety of throws that he can do.
Give around the left side goes DeJuan Williams. He crosses the 30 up to the 33, pickup of 6. Makes it 2nd down and 4. So the Terps moving left to right here in this second quarter. Red tops, white pants, red helmets. Washington out of the shotgun. Gives again up the middle, and Williams with the first down over the 40 to the 42 as he had a big hole to run through. So 2 plays have picked up 15 yards on the ground. Well, they mark him back at the 41, so 14 yards on 2 plays.
We make 3 for 3 substitutions. We substitute the entire front 3.
J.R. Stegel, sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas, checks in. 1st and 10, Maryland at their own 41. Washington wants to throw, rolls to his right, looking, now just dumps it incomplete. DeJuan Williams was over there on the sideline. So Washington with just his second incompleted pass of the day. He's now 8 of 10.
We had good pressure up the middle, and we flushed him out of the pocket.
So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Terps. They lead 17-0 with 13:40 to go in the second quarter. Split a man left, 2 men to the right. Williams stands to the right of the quarterback. Washington gives, and Williams crossing the 45, picks up 4 on the play, will bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah. They like to pull their guards.
Maryland 1 of 2 on 3rd down so far. Split 2 men left, 2 men right. Nobody in the backfield with the quarterback, Washington. He's only run the ball twice so far this year. He's back to throw all day. Fires near side, wide open, caught at the 38, and down to the 32-yard line goes the wide receiver, Octavian Smith Jr. Octavian had the big catch of 53 yards on their first touchdown drive. And another big gainer there down to the Tiger 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Maryland. Split 2 men left. 1 man right. Washington again. Pumps, fires for the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Shalik Knotts. 23-0 Terps. 32-yard touchdown reception for Knotts. That's the first touchdown pass of the day, and Washington's 6th of the season, and Knotts' 3rd on the year.
You know, it was a 4-man rush, so I'm sure we were in zone coverage. I don't know how the wide receiver got past the guy.
Well, he just ran right past Miles Brody. Extra point on the way, and it's good. .24 remaining here in this first half, and it's now 24-0 Maryland. We will come back to CQ Stadium.
Hey, Marylanders! Play Multi-Match, Maryland's only in-state jackpot game from the Maryland Lottery. Lots of Marylanders will play, lots of Marylanders can win, and lots of Marylanders will have fun. The $2 ticket gives you a chance to win a jackpot starting at $500,000. And with drawings every Monday and Thursday, you have plenty of chances to play. Marylanders just have more fun with Multi-Match, Maryland's in-state jackpot game. Please play responsibly.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Tigers trail Maryland 24-0. 12:24 remaining here in this first half of play. The Terps now with 238 yards of offense, and they're averaging almost 11 yards a play.
And so far, Malik Washington has been everything that he's been advertised. You know, I mean, he makes all the throws.
Yeah, he's 10 of 12 for 193 yards and a touchdown so far.
I'm not a math major, but that's a high percentage.
pretty good quarterback rating. Noise to kick off. He's going to have to get his foot iced at halftime. He's kicked it so many times. As Reynolds and Londano go back deep for the Tigers. Towson moving right to left. White tops, black pants, black helmets. Here this afternoon. Don't forget, Tigers at home next Saturday, 6 o'clock at Johnny Unitas Stadium against Youngstown State. Team the Tigers haven't played in 34 years. 35 years.
Was it 90 or 91 was the last time we played them?
91.
Yep. That was my last year as defensive coordinator.
Very short kick and a fair catch made by Londano at the 6-yard line. So the Tigers will start 1st and 10 at their own 25. Yeah, the last time we played Youngstown State, wasn't Jim Tressel the head coach?
Yes, he was. And we had an interesting thing because we played there back-to-back home, and then they played at our place back-to-back. That's all. Usually you alternate.
And they were on a roll back then. They won a couple national championships, didn't they?
Yep. They had a guy named the Colonel as a quarterback.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 25. Phillips in at running back. The Tigers have used Wooten, Battles, and Phillips. There's a give to Phillips over the right side, and he works his way up to the 29, fumbles the football, recovered by Maryland. Messiah Delhomme, a freshman from Newport News, Virginia, comes up with the ball, and the Terps have it at the Towson 25. That may have been the best running play Towson had had all day.
Yeah, it's easy to say that that's the worst thing that could happen this time. Now they have the ball in good field position.
So they've got 1st and 10 at the Towson 25. Washington has a running back to his right and a man behind him here on 1st and 10. There's a give up the middle to Ray. Ray trying to move the pile but can't. Stop between the 22 and 23-yard line, and now pushing and shoving going on between the two sides. Gain of a couple. Make it 2nd down and 8. Still 11:50 left here in the second quarter, and it's already 24-0 Maryland. Split 3 receivers to the right. Farouk goes in motion to the far side. Ray stands to the left of the quarterback. Gets a snap, drops back, looking, rolls to his right. Still rolling now, just heaves it out of bounds, incomplete. So good coverage by the Tigers secondary on that play. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
And we had good pressure up the middle. We flushed him out a little bit. Branson had to come out, and somebody lost contain, but he covered it up real well.
So 3rd and 8 for Maryland at the 23 of the Tigers. Split 2 receivers to the near side. 1 to the far side. Washington back to throw. Tigers blitz. They pick it up. Fires. Left side. Pass caught out of bounds. At the 5-yard line goes Jaleel Farouk, making his 4th catch of the day.
Transfer from Oklahoma.
And it's 1st and goal for the Terrapens.
Boy, that was a good ball. My gosh, that was a good ball. And you know what? He had plenty of time, and he was free in the pocket. He could just step in and throw the ball.
So 1st and goal from the 5. Washington out of the pistol with Ray behind. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. Now Ray comes up, stands next to the quarterback. Give to Ray, up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland again. So an extra point attempt coming up.
This is one of those games as a head coach at Towson. I used to say, can we start over?
10:45 left here in the first half. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 10:45 left in this second quarter. Our score, Maryland 31, Towson nothing.
At Elite Income Advisors, we believe every great win starts with a great game plan. As the official corporate partner and exclusive financial advisor of Towson University Athletics, we bring the same focus and preparation you see on the field to your financial plan. Elite Income Advisors, your goals, your future, your winning retirement.
On the field, every hit is part of the game. But off the field, that hit can change everything. That's when you need a team that fights hard, hits back, and never quits. Malloy Law Offices is built to win, just like champions. Get what you deserve. You don't have to go through it alone. Know your rights. We fight for you. We are the official injury lawyers of Towson Athletics, and we are proud of it. If you need us, we are here for you.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2,
3. Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Here we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Tigers trailing Maryland 31-0 with 10:45 remaining here in this first half. Tigers aren't the only team playing an FBS outfit today. William and Mary is in Charlottesville taking on Virginia. They trail 28-7 with 9 minutes to go in the first half there.
I think Villanova plays Penn State today.
They do. They do. I think there's only one conference game today. Hampton is at North Carolina A&T, and that is the only CAA conference game this afternoon.
Bryant had a good win last week, beating UMass.
Yeah, and today they play Bentley College. Tigers will be in Rhode Island in 2 weeks.
I think the Morgan Bears play Toledo today. Early in the year, that's when most of the big money games are played in terms of.
Unless you're an SEC school, they all tend to play them like the next to the last week of the season.
Yeah, like Alabama plays one before, usually before
the Auburn game. Yeah. Noise to kick off again. Every kick has been a touchback except for the first. The Tigers goofed up on it, the 1 yard line.
Whoa.
This time he squibs it. Picked up by Londano at the 12 to the 15, 20, 25, and out to the 29 yard line. He's better off just kicking it in the end zone.
I don't know why he squibbed. I think he just missed it.
So Indorf and the Tigers will come out. Andrew, 3 of 6 for 9 yards. 1st and 10 for Towson at their own 29. Indorf out of the shotgun. 2 men left, 2 men to the right. back to throw. Fires in the flat. Caught by Battles. Out of bounds. Up around the 35. They'll mark him out at the 33. Pickup of 4. Makes it 2nd down and 6.
That's a very nice throw by Andrew. 3-step. Right on the money.
Second and 6 for the Tigers at their own 33. Again, 2 men left, 2 men to the right. Indorf back to throw. Fires far side. Pass caught. Out of bounds. 1st down Tigers. Up at the 47, near the 48-yard line.
Most important, it's a 1st down.
Catch made by Jarvis Jones. His 2nd catch of the season. Jarvis, a sophomore, transfer from UConn. 5 receivers, 3 left, 2 right. The farthest the Tigers have gotten on the football field, up to the 48, their own. Indorf back to throw, has time, looking deep for Dunmore, just over John's head, incomplete around the 30-yard line. Will make it 2nd down and 10.
That's a trait as a receiver. You cannot slow down to track the ball. You have to keep running your route.
Battles the running back, stands to the left of Indorf. All 3 receivers split to the near side. Jones, Dunmore, and Londano. 2nd down and 10 Tigers at their own 48. They trail 31-0 with 9:39 to go in the 2nd quarter. Indorf back to throw. Pressure comes, and he gets swarmed by 2 guys. Carlton Smith, a freshman from Norfolk, in there along with Ian Thomas, a sophomore, transfer from St. Francis of Pennsylvania.
Never heard of it.
I like that. You go from St. Francis of Pennsylvania to Maryland. They're dropping down to D3, St. Francis. 3rd down and 18 for the Tigers, back at their 40. Here's a give to Battles, and he'll gain a yard, and there's a flag on the play. If it's a hold, Mike Loxley will most likely decline. Tiger offense is staying on the field. Maybe a face mask?
Could be where it was thrown. Because there weren't a lot of people around in that area.
Tigers offense is staying on the field. This must be against Maryland.
We'll take a 1st down any way we can get it.
Personal foul, face mask, 15 yards.
Isn't that an automatic 1st down?
Yes, it is. Go to the 44-yard line of the Terps, so the Tigers will run their first play in Maryland territory. 1st and 10 Tigers at the 44 of the Terps. Indorf fakes, rolls to his right, still looking, dumps it out of bounds as Londano, his intended receiver, was well covered. Good decision there by Andrew. 2nd and 10 coming up.
So with Coach Shinnick doing the play calling now, but we still have an offensive coordinator. He's not the offensive coordinator, but he's the play caller.
Correct.
Okay. So the offensive coordinator does all the work.
Wooten in at running back, stands to the left of Indorf. Andrew to throw. Pass caught by Wooten. Has some room. 40, 35, out of bounds. And near a 1st down, he's got it at the 32.
That was a nice natural pick by the outside receiver. He just ran inside and he ran into and gave us a little outside tunnel to go in.
So Al Wooten, who had not caught a pass in the first 2 games, has 2 here this afternoon.
And, you know, that's a good scheme because of, you know, you get the ball out of your hands pretty quick throwing it to the running backs.
Fake to Wooten. Indorf going deep. Has a man. Londano drops it at the 5-yard line. Oh, Lucas would want that one back.
Boy, what a beautiful throw.
Londano had his back facing the sideline, kind of got
turned
around and all discombobulated. So that'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Tigers at the 32 of Maryland. They trail 31-0 with 8:13 to go in the first half.
I mean, the way that Andrew throws the ball, that's why you can see why the coaches went to him.
All day. Now he's going to take off and run. 30, 25, first down near the 20-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 21. So a pickup of 12 for Indorf.
Did a good job of eluding that first guy.
So 1st and 10 at the 21 of the Terrapens.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I saw Tommy Flacco a couple of weeks ago. I was riding my bike on the boardwalk, and he said, "Hey, Coach Combs." He's given up playing football. He said he had to get a real job.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I didn't have time to ask him. I was going too fast. Nah, I was. I slowed down and talked to him.
Why does he need a job? His brother can help him. There's a give to Wooten up the middle, and Wooten down to the 16-yard line.
I think one of the reasons he had to get a job because he had his little baby with him. And I don't know what he played in the Canada League. He also played in the USFL, whatever it's called now. FFL, I don't know.
Give to Wooten again inside the 15. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
They blew that whistle too quick and knocked his helmet off. That should be a penalty on them.
So Wooten's got to come out again. Second time his helmet's come off. Battles is in. 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers. At the 15, the clock is stopped for some reason.
Helmet came off. When the helmet comes off, the clock stops.
Okay. I did not know that.
I just learned that. I think I was watching the game last night. Because I was saying, why does the clock stop?
No, they're
calling a penalty.
Calling a penalty.
I couldn't hear what the penalty was.
So they mark it down to the 12-yard line.
So it's 2nd and
1. Indorf has Battles standing to his left. 2nd and 1 Tigers at the 12 of the Terrapens. Wooten Indorf back to throw. Fires for the end zone. Incomplete. Double coverage there on Dunmore, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
And the reason it was double coverage is because I think the other receiver ran the wrong route because he brought the other defender into his area. And that's why at the end it looked like a double team.
And now an injured Terrapin.
And, this is the thing that Mike doesn't want.
That's Ian Thomas, the transfer from St. Francis. Walking off on his own. So 6:38 left in the half. Tigers down 31-0. Towson has 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 12 of the Terrapins. Battles the running back, stands to the right of Indorf. Indorf 6 of 13 for 40 yards. Fakes to Battles, wants to throw into the end zone. Incomplete and should have been picked off by Dante Joyner, but he just dropped it. Transfer from Arkansas State. So 4th and 1, the Tigers going to go for it. That was the same play they just ran, and again there was double coverage.
Well, the inside defender who has the underneath coverage backed off.
High snap, they give the Battles. It screwed up the timing, and I don't think he got the first down.
No, he didn't.
It was a high snap. Indorf brought it down, gave it to Battles. By the time Battles got to the line of scrimmage, there were Terrapins there, and the Tigers cannot score. They had 2nd and 1 and could not come up with a first down on the preceding 3 plays. We've got a timeout. 6:28 left in the half. 31-0 Maryland.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a Good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
Tigers just had their best drive of the game, got all the way down to the Maryland 12-yard line, had 2nd and 1, threw 2 passes, incomplete, and then Battles could not get the yard on 4th down. And Maryland takes over 1st and 10 at their own 12.
They were long passes, Coach. They were on the opposite hash, too.
Throwing to the right corner of the end zone from the left hash.
I just saw who Youngstown plays today. They play Michigan State, but they haven't kicked off yet. So that's why it's 0-0 up on the scoreboard when I saw it.
So 1st and 10 for Maryland at their own 12-yard line. Washington, who's had a tremendous first half, thrown for 211 yards and a touchdown. Out of the shotgun. The handoff up the middle, and going nowhere is DeJuan Williams. No gain on the play will bring up 2nd down and 10. So 2nd and 10 for Maryland at their own 12.
They're in no hurry. They spend a lot of time in that huddle.
Washington splits 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Pass thrown, caught at the 15, up to the 19-yard line. Goes Ryan Manning. So that'll bring up 3rd down and short, about 3 to go for the Terps. They'll make it 2. They mark it at the 20.
Good open field tackle there, number 13.
Split 2 receivers left, 1 man right. Williams stands to the right of the quarterback, Washington, who fires a pass incomplete, and a flag, and they're going to flag Zakai Brown with a penalty.
I thought C.J. McClendon did a good job. I thought he might have touched that ball, and that wouldn't have been pass interference. He cut in front of it.
So this will be either a hold or pass interference. Pass interference on the Tigers. So Maryland will have it 1st and 10 at their own 26. 5:11 to go here in this first half. 31-0 Terps. They split one man left, 3 to the right. And Washington at first comes up under center for the first time today.
It's either a run or a play
Takes,
pass. Okay.
gives to Williams, 30, 34-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play will make it 3rd down and 2. DeJuan Williams now 7 carries, 40 yards to lead Maryland.
Well, that was our first penalty of the game for us.
Yeah. They only have 1, I believe. So 2nd down and 3 for the Terps at their own 33-yard line.
We have 61 yards total offense.
Maryland has 278. Now over 280 as Williams gets the first down up the middle to the 38-yard line. So the drive will continue for the Terps with 4:20 remaining here in this first half. They have all 3 timeouts. Tigers have not forced a punt yet today. Maryland has scored on all 5 of their possessions. Send a man in motion to the far side. Washington gives again to
Good
Williams,
tackle.
and this time he gets hit after a gain of a yard to the 39-yard line. And making
number 10
the stop for the Tigers was Miles Turner, grad student transfer from UMass.
Good size for a linebacker, 6'1", 235.
UMass lost last week to Bryant.
Yeah.
2nd and 9.
Never should have went FBS.
Washington to throw again all day. Now pressure comes. He's going to run it. He's got a lot of room. First down at midfield, and he slides at midfield. So he's got the first down. Do you know what the attendance was for the UMass Bryant game?
I'm saying it was at UMass too.
Yes, it was at UMass.
What was it?
3,214.
I mean,
They get more than that for lacrosse games.
Then, when they were FBS and playing in the CAA, they were a dominant team. I don't know what their thinking was to go at that level.
They went and played in Foxborough for a couple years, which
Yeah.
was really dumb. So 1st and 10 at their own 49 for Maryland. 2:35 to go here in the first half. Give to Williams, crosses midfield, stumbling his way down to the 45, picked up 6, and this should take us to the 2-minute warning. The Terps leading 31-0.
I think they're going back to the MAC conference.
Yeah.
So that'll leave 2 teams that are independent, UConn and Notre Dame.
And they get the snap off before the 2-minute warning to Williams around the left side. Tries to fight his way for the first down. He's going to be short as he gets to the 33. And we will come back for the final minute and 56 seconds of this first half. Terps lead 31-0.
Hey, Marylanders! Play Multi-Match, Maryland's only in-state jackpot game from the Maryland Lottery. Lots of Marylanders will play, lots of Marylanders can win, and lots of Marylanders will have fun. The $2 ticket gives you a chance to win a jackpot starting at $500,000. And with drawings every Monday and Thursday, you have plenty of chances to play. Marylanders just have more fun with Multi-Match, Maryland's in-state jackpot game. Please play responsibly.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Tigers down 31-0. A minute 56 remaining here in this first half of play. Maryland has 3rd down and 3 coming up at the 44-yard line of Towson.
Depending, whether Maryland scores or not scores here, I think Mike Loxley biggest decision at halftime would be do we consider
who
your
plays?
starters?
Right. Washington comes out with Nolan Ray back in at running back. Ray and Williams split it up.
Easy to say when I'm not the head coach.
So 3rd down and 3 for the Terps at the Towson 44. They split 2 receivers to the near side. And Ray will stand to the right of the quarterback. Tigers came in at 2-0. Maryland came in at 2-0. Terps have the longest non-conference winning streak in the country.
Good scheduling.
Yes. There's a give up the middle and close to a first down for
I think it's
Ray.
a little short.
Might be a little short.
I don't know. This other.
So now Mike Loxley.
I'd go for it.
I don't think much of a decision here. Clock rolling with a minute 40. He's got 3 timeouts, and it's 4th and less than a yard.
I didn't see any movement of any cluster of players like the punt team getting close. They didn't even gather.
Ball between the 42 and the 41. They've got to get to the 41.
I see the defensive guys are starting mingling around like they might have to go back in if Maryland doesn't make it.
There's a give. No, Washington keeps it. He's got all kinds of room, and then tackled from behind at the 25-yard line by Alfred Thomas. But a pickup of 17 yards, and the clock stops with a minute 13 as they move the chains.
And they do have all 3 timeouts left. Well,
so all day for Maryland here.
I guess, they have some run design plays for Malik Washington.
They didn't show him in the first 2 games.
No.
But they have today. Washington.
That'll be something that Wisconsin has to prepare for.
Wisconsin getting hammered by Alabama today. There's a give up the middle, and Ray with a couple of yards to the 23, and a timeout called by Mike Loxley. Maryland with 323 yards of offense to the Tigers' 61.
We have some things to work on offense, and I'm not just talking about this first half today. 2 of our touchdowns last week were one was special teams and one was by the defense.
So 45 seconds left in the half. 2nd down and 8 coming up for Maryland at the 23 of the Tigers. Washington has rushed 3 times for 29 yards today and does have a rushing touchdown. Came into the game with 2 carries for -1 yard. It's back to throw. Fires far side, wide open. Caught at the 17 and down to the 15-yard line goes Knotts with his 4th catch of the afternoon. And And he's just shy of the first down, so Mike Loxley calls his second time out of the half with 35 seconds left. Ball resting just outside of the 15-yard line on the far hash mark. Knotts, 4 catches for 72 yards. He's got the only receiving touchdown for Maryland. They have 3 rushing touchdowns. Williams, Ray, and Washington each with 1. So they are spreading it around today.
See, in that last play, C.J. McClendon, number 4, he got caught up by the inside receiver instead of getting underneath the outside guy. Because what should happen, the next inside linebacker should have been to the next, working his way to that side of the field.
So 3rd down and less than a yard for the Terps at the Tiger 15. Washington pitches around the right side and hit in the backfield and dropped at the 21 as Williams, a loss of 6. And there's C.J. McClendon making the big play there for the Tigers. So now 4th down and 6. And I think they're going to let the clock run down.
Kick a field goal.
And then kick the field goal.
That's good coaching.
I don't know about that play call. 3rd and less than a yard, and you pitch it around the right side.
That's not a good call.
No, that's not good coaching.
Because, well, when you hear that on the headset as a head coach and the offensive coordinator, you say, what were you doing in the Sunday meeting? What were you thinking on this play?
So they'll have to come on and try a field goal by Sean O'Hare with 3 seconds left as they call their final timeout.
I had a lot of questions on Sunday morning when we lost, when I met with the staff.
Sure.
And they all weren't offense or defense. They were also special teams questions.
This will be a 39-yard attempt by O'Hare. And he does it out of the hold of Bryce McPherson, redshirt junior transfer punter from Notre Dame. And the timeout called by
Terps. By the
Shinnick.
Yeah, that was, heck, you can't carry him over to the second half. You might as well, make his kicker think about it. Of course, you have to make the snapper think about it, too, and the holder.
Maryland with 324 yards of offense in this first half. Time of possession is caught up a little bit. Maryland at 17:28 to the Tigers 12:04. As O'Hare comes back out. He's kicking from just inside the near hash mark. So he's got to angle it to his left a little bit. As this should be the final play of the half. Snap is down, kick is up, long enough, and it's good. So we go into halftime, and the Tigers are down 34-0 to the Maryland Terrapens here on a beautiful late summer afternoon in College Park, Maryland. We'll come back. We'll look at scores and give you the first half stats. At halftime, Terps 34, Tigers nothing.
Towson University does more than educate. We elevate, creating next-level opportunities for Maryland and beyond. TU is redefining the role of a public university, expanding access to life-changing experiences, raising the bar for collaboration, pushing possibilities at the forefront of teaching and research. Tigers are leading the way. Take TU's incredible momentum and make it yours.
It's your weekly trip. It's our everyday low price. It's one of 37 things on your list and one of 10,000 items we've marked down. It's feeding them balanced meals and helping you balance your budget. At Wise Markets, we know you keep a close eye on every price. And so do we. Our low price promise helps you save throughout the store without waiting for a sale. So that you can eat better, we help you spend less. That's Wise.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Instead of just asking, how can we treat Leo's ankle? At MedStar Health, we ask, how can we get Leo the exact care he needs at our urgent care? Care that quickly gets him in for an on-site x-ray, that shows he needs an orthopedic specialist, that joins him for a video consult. That means he doesn't have to miss his very important afternoon appointment. How we help Leo get back to his life is about so much more than how we treat his ankle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Halftime here in College Park, where the Tigers trail Maryland by a score of 34-0. Let's look at what's going to go on in the CAA today. Just one other game happening right now. Virginia leads William and Mary 42-7 at the half in Charlottesville. At 2 o'clock today, Ball State will host New Hampshire. Wildcats off to their typical start. They're 2-0. Rhode Island also 2-0 in the top 10 in the latest FCS poll. They make the short trip to Holy Cross in Worcester to take on the Crusaders at 2 o'clock. At 2:30, Elon, who's 1-1, will go to Western Carolina. At 3:30, Villanova takes on number 2 Penn State. 3:30, Furman is at Campbell. Also at 3:30, Fordham is at Stony Brook. Both of those teams are 0-2. 6 o'clock tonight, Monmouth takes on Charlotte. Monmouth, Derek Robertson, the preseason CAA Offensive Player of the Year, has thrown 10 touchdown passes in the first 2 games. See how he does today against the FBS Charlotte. Charlotte. Bentley is at Bryant at 6 o'clock. Stonehenge is at Maine at 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock tonight, the only CAA game on the schedule. Hampton is at North Carolina A&T, and at 7 o'clock tonight, New Haven is at Albany. Take a look at top 25 college football today. Number 19 Alabama leads Wisconsin 21-0. Also at halftime, number 4 Oregon leading Northwestern 17-0. 13 minutes left in the second quarter, and Auburn leads South Alabama 14-3. 25th ranked Missouri over Lafayette 14-0 late in the first quarter. We told you number 2 Penn State plays at 3:30 against Villanova. 3:30 today, maybe the game of the week. Georgia, 6th ranked against 15th ranked Tennessee in Knoxville. Number 21 Texas Tech will host Oregon State at 3:30. 14th ranked Iowa State takes on Arkansas State at 4. 7th ranked Texas against Texas El Paso at 4:15. At 4:30, 18th ranked South Florida, who has surprised everybody with their 2-0 start, as the Bulls have beaten Florida and Boise State, 2 top 25 teams. They go for their 3rd today against Miami. Number 1 Ohio State takes on Ohio at 7 o'clock. 9th ranked Illinois takes on Western Michigan at 7. Also at 7 o'clock tonight, 17th ranked Mississippi against Arkansas. 7:30, 16th ranked Texas A&M takes on number 8 Notre Dame. 7:30, number 3 LSU hosts Florida. 7:45 tonight, South Carolina hosting Vanderbilt. And at 8 o'clock, number 20 Utah is at Wyoming. By the way, last night, New Mexico blew out UCLA, and there is a Towson connection there. The head coach of New Mexico, Coach Eck, his father, Jay Eck, was an assistant basketball coach with Pat Kennedy at Towson. And his son turned around the Wyoming program, the Idaho program, and is now the head coach at New Mexico and pulls off a big win for the Lobos as they blew out UCLA last night 35-10. We will come back to Maryland. Terps lead Towson 34-0.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
What's love got to do with office furniture? At Office Furniture Loft, turns out a whole lot. Because when your office feels good, you feel good, and so does your team. From cozy home setups to executive suites, you'll find furniture that fits your style and your budget. Stop by their newly renovated showroom in Owings Mills or fall in love from home at OfficeFurnitureLoft.com. OFL delivers, assembles, and makes sure it's all just right. Visit Office Furniture Loft today.
Office Furniture Loft.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a Good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Tigers are trailing Maryland 31-0 here at halftime, as the Tigers will also kick off to start the second half. Towson in that first half was outgained 324-61. As the Tigers, Gordy, just never were able to sustain anything offensively except for one drive, and then they stalled out.
Three and outs, you know. You don't want to be offensively 3 and out. You like that on defense, because I would always feel like that was a turnover from my vocabulary when I was the defensive coordinator. But, you know, you just got to make up some changes here and stay true. You know, it'll be interesting to see. I think we should stay with Andrew at quarterback. You know, he needs a time. He needs to play, you know, especially, you know, with one more out-of-conference game, and then we get into conference when, you know, it really counts then. That's what I always say. The conferences are so important games. And, you know, it's so nice for us to be in a conference. You know, I mean, there were so many years, whether I was an assistant or my first couple years as head coach, that, you know, we weren't in a conference. And it's hard because, you know, and back then, even when we were Division III and Division II, they only picked like 8 teams for the playoffs. I think the Division III playoffs is up to 40 teams now.
Wow.
You know, so I guess it's somewhere like play 16 games, and the top 8 teams, I guess, get buys. But
you know, and we mentioned a player from Maryland who's a transfer from St. Francis, which is dropping to Division III.
That was a little bit of a
there's
shocker.
Speculation that there's going to be other schools that do the same thing
because of this NIL.
The way that college athletics is going. All right, first half stats. Maryland 15 first downs to the Tigers' 5. Maryland rushed the ball 23 times for 98 yards, led by Williams, who has 12 carries for 47 yards. Washington, 3 for 29, and Ray, 8 for 22. Tigers rushed it 15 times for 21 yards, led by Wooten, 6 carries for 10 yards. Battles, 4 for 9. Phillips, 2 for 8. Total offensive plays in the first half, 39 for Maryland, 324 yards. 29 for the Tigers, 61 yards. Passing the football, Malik Washington, 13 of 16 for 226 yards and a touchdown. Andrew Indorf, 6 of 14 for 40 yards. He's also been sacked twice. Tigers punted it 4 times, averaging 41.2 yards a punt. Maryland did not punt in the first half. Tigers had 1 turnover. It was a fumble. Penalties, Towson 1 for 6, Maryland 3 for 30. Time of possession, 17:56 for the Terps, 12:04 for the Tigers. Third down conversions, Towson 1 of 7, Maryland 3 of 6. Fourth down conversions, Towson 0 for 1, Maryland 1 of 1. Red zone scoring chances, Towson 0 for 1, Maryland 5 of 5. Receiving for the Tigers, Wooten 2 for 15 yards. Jones 1 for 15. Phillips 1 for 6. Battles 1 of 4. Dunmore, who came in with 11 catches in the first 2 games, did not have a catch. He was targeted a couple of times. Knotts has 4 catches for 79 yards. Farouk 4 catches for 46 yards. Smith 2 for 75. Manning 2 for 41, and Knotts has the only touchdown. Tigers leading tackler, C.J. McClendon, he has 6. Also has a tackle for a loss for Maryland. Carlton Smith with 5. He and Thomas combined on a sack. So the Tigers down 34-0 at halftime. It all started on the opening kickoff when Sam Reynolds let the ball hit at the 1, and that's where the Tigers started their first drive. They went 3 downs and out.
You know what I always say about it? I got it, you take it.
And then Maryland had 5 plays. They went 14 yards, and O'Hare kicked a 37-yard field goal. Tigers went 3 downs and out again. Maryland comes back, 5 plays, 73 yards. 2-yard rush by Williams made it 10-0. And then late in the first quarter, they had a 7-play, 78-yard drive, and Washington ran 2 yards to make it 17-0. In the second quarter, 6-play, 73-yard drive. Washington, a 32-yard touchdown to Knotts. 10:45 left in the second quarter. They went 4 plays, 25 yards after a fumble. Made it 31-0. Ray with a 5-yard rush, and then as the half came to an end, O'Hare kicked a 39-yard field goal, and that's where we stand at 34-0. We will come back. Halftime in College Park, 34-0 Terps.
At Elite Income Advisors, we believe every great win starts with a great game plan. As the official corporate partner and exclusive financial advisor of Towson University Athletics, we bring the same focus and preparation you see on the field to your financial plan. Elite Income Advisors, your goals, your future, your winning retirement.
Towson University does more than educate. We elevate, creating next-level opportunities for Maryland and beyond. TU is redefining the role of a public university, expanding access to life-changing experiences, raising the bar for collaboration, pushing possibilities at the forefront of teaching and research. Tigers are leading the way. Take TU's incredible momentum and make it yours.
This is where Anne feels most comfortable. But when she started to feel uncomfortable, this is the MedStar Health Urgent Care team that stepped in and consulted with a specialist, then connected her to a leading cardiologist that diagnosed her blocked artery that could be unblocked with life-saving surgery that allowed Anne to heal more quickly, getting her back to where her heart belongs. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Black Bear Nation, let's ride. Go Tigers.
We are Hampton U. Has one. Fly Hawks. Tap the rock, baby. At Geek Prod. Roll Hawks, baby. Phoenix Rising. 3 more feet. Go Tribe. Go Dogs. One team, one heart.
Tigers trailing 34-0 here at halftime to the Maryland Terrapens, as Towson will kick off to start this second half. Maryland has been out on the field for about 5 minutes, and the Tigers just now working their way back out onto the field. So going to be interesting to see if Mike Loxley comes out with Malik Washington as his quarterback to start this second half.
That's always a very difficult decision, especially with, a freshman starting, this is only his third game, but, and I think one of their quarterbacks got hurt last week. I forget his number. I was watching the game when he did get hurt against Northern Illinois, so I don't know who. Martin is their second quarterback, and then, but Pete has the same decision to make. But I would play him a little more. I would play Andrew more.
Well, we'll find out in about 1:40. So Towson again today wearing their white tops, black pants. They'll be able to wear their home uniforms for the first time next week.
Going to wear gold or black.
When they take on Youngstown State at 6 o'clock. We hope you can come on out and see that one at Johnny Unitas Stadium. Long-range forecast is calling for perfect weather. So should be a good night at the U.
Are we upstairs, way up in the ceiling again?
We are.
It's all right when it's nice weather like you're talking about. Just so there's no bees or what those lantern flies or so. They got a lot. We had a couple on the beach one day this summer, but that was about it. But I saw a bunch.
They must have been lost.
I saw them around here today, a lot of them,
It's it's College Park, University of Maryland, huge campus, all kinds of building going on around here, all kinds of construction. And you mentioned it earlier, and you're right. A lot of the Power 5 schools, they have big tailgate lots and everything else. Here at Maryland, they really don't have the facilities to do that.
No, I mean, they took a lot of land to build what do they call that? It used to be the Comcast Center, where the men and women's basketball play. They renovated old Bird Fieldhouse, and not Bird Fieldhouse. What was it? Bird
Coalfield
House. They renovated that. This used to be called Bird Stadium. Then they changed the name.
Well, for the first time today, we see Caden Williams to kick off for the Tigers, as Towson will move left to right here to start this third quarter of play. Williams puts his foot into it. High end over end kick taken at the 4, up to the 10, 15, 20, and stopped at the 20-yard line is McLaurin. So that's where the Terps will start, 1st and 10.
And that was also in that tackle was Branson Peters. He's always around the ball.
So how much do you think goes into effect as Washington will come out to start the second half? How much do you think the fact that he's a grad of Towson, that goes into Mike Loxley's head?
I think it does a lot. You know, I really felt that last year when he freely substituted in the second half.
Washington throws, pass caught at the 18, up to the 20, 25, and down to the 27-yard line goes Farouk, making his 5th catch of the day. Picks up 7, will bring up 2nd down and 3. But again, he's got to worry about the rest of his season. And as you said, you know, freshman quarterback, get him as many reps as you can.
I was going to go try down and see Kia, his wife, in her suite, but I got sidetracked by Ryan Meehan and Timmy O'Brien, who were in the hallway and wanted to talk to me, 2 of our former players.
Washington back to throw again, firing far side, wide open at the 42, and making the reception there is Octavian Smith. So 2 plays, and they've moved it out to the 41-yard line.
Another beautiful throw. I mean,
this guy was also 8 yards wide open.
And the thing is, you know, the tight end was underneath Szymanski 89, and we jumped on him instead of that guy splitting the difference between the two. So then you have to lope the ball in there.
For the second time today, Washington up under center. Turns, gives over the right side, and not much room there for Ray as he steps out of bounds after a gain of about a yard. But Malik Washington is 15 of 18 for 248 yards and a touchdown.
And you look at statistics, and I'm looking at the one on the board. We're 1 of 7 on 3rd downs. It's not good.
2nd down and 10 coming up for Maryland at their own 42. Washington back to throw. Blitz comes. He avoids the rush. Dumps the pass. Oh, and it's picked off. And working his way down to the 10, to the 5. J.R. Stiegel got it off the deflection.
Oh, it was thrown behind number 2, the running back.
The sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas, takes it inside the 5, and the Tigers in business to start this 3rd quarter. First interception of the year thrown by Malik Washington. It really wasn't his fault.
Nah, but it was his fault because the ball was thrown behind, and it tipped up in the air. And, you know, that's a typical example of a defensive lineman running to the ball because, you know, that's what he plays.
So 1st and goal, Tigers at the 5. Here's a give to Wooten up the middle, and Wooten loses a yard, I believe. So 2nd and goal at the 6. You know, this Maryland defense is saying, let's do what we can to try to preserve the shutout.
Oh, you know that they're talking about that.
Meanwhile, the Tigers want to get on the scoreboard, obviously. 2nd and goal, loss of 2, back to the 7. Wooten will stand to the right of the quarterback, Indorf. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
He must have stepped out of bounds on that interception.
Rolling to his right, just heaves it into the corner of the end zone over everybody. Incomplete as pressure was coming from Daniel Wingate, a junior from Bowie. So now 3rd and goal. If you don't make it here, do you kick a field goal just to get on the scoreboard?
That's another one of those tough decisions, Spiro.
I guess it depends.
Yeah.
If you get in down to like the 2-yard line, I guess you go for it.
Yeah, right.
So 3rd down and goal at the 6.
I mean, you get nothing on 3 downs, and you think you're going to get a touchdown on 5 yards more.
Indorf to throw. Pressure comes. Rolls to his right, being chased. Throws to the middle of the field, and that's picked off by Maryland.
That might go all the way.
Lakeil Rowland to midfield, and
he's
he
gone.
is gone. That's going to be a 100-yard interception return by Lakeil Rowland, a sophomore from Conley, Georgia. So Malik Washington throws his first interception of the year. The Tigers return it inside the 10, and now Andrew Indorf throws his first interception of the year. And Rowland takes it back all the way, 40-0 Maryland.
Number 2, Brandon Lee for the Maryland Terrapens. He ran almost in the end zone before the guy, and he just was unbelievable speed. Watch number 2.
So now the extra point attempt is up, and it's good. Timeout on the field. 11:51 to go, third quarter. It's now Maryland 41, Towson nothing.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a Good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs for the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
When Sarah and her family came to Total Craftsman Home Remodeling, their kitchen felt cluttered, cramped, and old. There was no room for socializing, no space to cook together, and no place for the kids to do homework without moving things around. They had a vision, and we helped bring it to life. Total Craftsman Home Remodeling helped them reimagine their space with a new layout, custom storage, warm lighting, and a timeless design. All within their budget and on time, like only experienced professional teams can do. We believe your home should work for your life, not the other way around. Today, Sarah's Kitchen excites them. It's where they gather at the end of a long day, host neighbors and loved ones, and finally have space and inspiration to create their own masterpiece meals. Total Craftsman Home Remodeling, licensed, insured, and exciting Baltimore homeowners for more than 3 decades. Visit TotalCraftsman.com to schedule your free estimate. Fall projects are being scheduled now.
Well, this Maryland team came in today having 6 interceptions in the first 2 games, and they just got their 7th. And it was a 100-yard return by Lakeil Rowland, as the Tigers had 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line after they had intercepted Washington.
And we were talking about if they didn't make it on 3rd down, if they would kick the field goal.
So 41-0 Maryland. We still have 11:51 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Noise to kick off. Tigers have not tried to return 1 kick today.
Now it's time.
High end over end kick.
Oh.
And it goes into the end zone and through the end zone for a touchback.
Well, when you have that ability to kick it in the end zone, you might as well. Plus, he gets great height on it.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 25. The Tigers looking to do something offensively. As they've got a total of 60 yards today. Maryland with 347. Indorf 6 of 16 for 40 yards and an interception. So 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 25. They give the battles over the left side. He's got nothing. No gain on the play will bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Whoop, offsides Maryland. So it'll be 1st and 5 at the 30.
Helping us out a little bit. We'll take it.
We need it. Dunmore will split to the far side. Jones.
Just turn the lights on. They must think this is going to be a long game.
And Reynolds to the near side. Indorf gives the battles up the middle, and he'll gain a couple to the 32. Bring up 2nd down and 3.
Now the decision, Coach Laxley, do you want Malik Washington to end the game on that interception, or you want him to have a chance to go back in the next series? Or do you bring in the backup quarterback and let him play behind the first-team offensive line? Because, it's 41-0. You don't want to see him get hurt at this juncture in time.
Pass across the middle, incomplete, trying to get it to the tight end, Bryce Butler, but he was stripped of the ball, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers at their own 32-yard line.
These are all decisions you don't like to make as a head coach.
Jalen Husky, a transfer from Bowling Green, just stripped that ball right out of Butler's hands. So 3rd and 3. 3 receivers split to the near side. As you've got Reynolds along with Dawson, Dunmore. There's a give over the left to Battles, and Battles is not going to get the 1st down. He's going to be a yard short. So what do you do here? Got to go for it, don't you?
Nah.
Yeah. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 1 for the Tigers at their own 34. Again, split 3 men to the near side.
I'm running to the bottom of the screen because I got 3-3 block.
Indorf, well,
he's
trying to
draw
him off sides. Not going to do it, and the Tigers will punt. So, timeout called by the Tigers. Not sure that you're going to need any timeouts late in this game.
That's a good strategy question. Looking forward. Hopeful.
Indorf having a rough afternoon, 6 of 17 for just 40 yards, and he has thrown an interception. La Follette will come on the punt for the 5th time. The Tigers have it 4th down and 1 at their own 34-yard line. La Follette will stand back at his 19. McLaurin dropping back to his 20. Bryce averaging 41.5 yards per punt here this afternoon.
And he's standing, the guy is standing 45 yards away, so that's a lot of respect right there. He usually gets good hang time, Bryce does.
Waits a snap.
A little high.
It's a beauty.
Ooh.
McLaren all the way back to his 14. Starts upfield 20 and taken down at the 23-yard line. Nice tackle made there by the Tigers' Ben Kumpman.
Great punt.
Kumpman, a freshman from Avondale, Pennsylvania. So we've got timeout on the field. 9:50 left here in this third. It is Maryland 41, Towson nothing.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Hey, Marylanders! Play Multi-Match, Maryland's only in-state jackpot game from the Maryland Lottery. Lots of Marylanders will play, lots of Marylanders can win, and lots of Marylanders will have fun. The $2 ticket gives you a chance to win a jackpot starting at $500,000. And with drawings every Monday and Thursday, you have plenty of chances to play. Marylanders just have more fun with Multi-Match, Maryland's in-state jackpot game. Please play responsibly.
Tigers are trailing Maryland 41-0 with 9:50 remaining here in this third quarter of play.
Well, the students didn't come back. The Maryland students, I should say.
They had a pretty good student turnout here this afternoon.
It was real good. Now they just did the hot dog contest, so the numbers are down that you could get a free hot dog when they shoot them up in the stand. One guy is dancing with his mouth full. His mother never told him not to do that.
Terps will have it 1st and 10 at their own 23 as Washington's still out there at quarterback.
The only reason I think you would want him to come back, if I'm Mike's thinking for him, Mike, is that I didn't want him to end on that interception in that series.
He's going to work up under center on 1st and 10 from his own 20.
So he's going to hand it off, right?
Maybe. Turns, gives, up the middle. We do have a new running back in the game, and all the way up for a 1st down goes Iverson Howard, a freshman from Gaithersburg, as he picks up 11 yards in the 1st down. So he does have a new running back in the game. First and 10 Terps at their own 33. Washington gives again to the same back, Howard, and he loses a yard back to the 32. So 2nd down and 11.
And that's a starting offensive line in there. So really, besides that running back substitution, there haven't been any substitutions yet.
Washington throws in the flat, incompleted pass, and that was dangerous as the tight end, Dorian Fleming, a transfer from Georgia State, knocked it into the air. And Tigers could have had their 2nd deflection for an interception, but
yeah, and you know what? I think Branson Peters would have went all the way to the house on that play if he bounced the right way to him.
So 3rd down and 11. Washington out of the shotgun. 2 men left, 1 man right. Drops back to throw. Looking, firing, downfield. Wide open, 1st down at the 45-yard line. The catch made by Smith. So 1st and 10. And you wonder if Coach Loxley told Washington, by the way, this is it for you.
I would think so.
So 1st and 10 Terps at their own 45. Washington under center. Turns, gives to Howard over the right side. Breaks the first tackle and then gets smacked down by Jason Shiggs along with Zakah Brown. No gain.
With less than 8 minutes to go in the game, and you're up 41.
Not in the game. This is only the third quarter.
I would tell our offensive defensive coordinator to get the guys out because we have 8 more games to play.
9.
That's right. It's 12 games this year, isn't it?
2nd and 11. Back at the 44. So give to Howard again over the right side, and he works his way up near midfield. Gain of 5 will bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Terps at their own 49-yard line.
So FBS teams always play 12 games.
Correct.
And FCS, depending on Labor Day and Thanksgiving, whether they play 11 or 12, correct? That's how the calendar works.
So. 3rd down and 6. Washington to throw. Fires, pass, incomplete. As he tried to hit his receiver on the far side. And now 4th down.
Too far inside.
And the Tigers have forced the first punt of the day by Maryland. So we'll see how this goes.
We're jumping all around.
There's the snap and the punt. Very high end-over-end kick.
It's in the end zone.
And that is in the end zone for a touchback. So the Tigers will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line with 6:48 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. Boy, you'd just like to see it drive and get on the scoreboard.
There's a penalty.
Timeout on the field. We will come back to College Park. It's 31-0 in favor of the Terrapens.
Instead of just asking, how can we treat Leo's ankle? At MedStar Health, we ask, how can we get Leo the exact care he needs at our urgent care? Care that quickly gets him in for an on-site x-ray, that shows he needs an orthopedic specialist, that joins him for a video consult. That means he doesn't have to miss his very important afternoon appointment. How we help Leo get back to his life is about so much more than how we treat his ankle. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
On the field, every hit is part of the game. But off the field, that hit can change everything. That's when you need a team that fights hard, hits back, and never quits. Malloy Law Offices is built to win, just like champions. Get what you deserve. You don't have to go through it alone. Know your rights. We fight for you. We are the official injury lawyers of Towson Athletics, and we are proud of it. If you need us, we are here for you.
Tigers will get the ball at their own 25 as apparently there was a 5-yard penalty against Maryland. Tigers trailing 41-0 with 6:48 remaining here in this third quarter of play. Tigers were down 17-0 after one, 34-0 at halftime. Phillips comes in at running back as the Tigers split one man left, three to the right. Indorf 6 of 17 for 40 yards and an interception this afternoon. He's been sacked twice. First and 10, back to throw. Firing deep, down the sideline, has a man caught out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Maryland. Cleveland Charlton, a redshirt freshman from New York City, with the reception all the way down to the 37 of the Terps. 38-yard pass completion.
Beautiful throw by Andrew Orndorff. I mean, that was right on the money. Drop it in a basket. All the things you want to say, but, you know, you can see why the coaches like him because, you know, I mean, he throws all the right throws. He can throw every throw there is.
And that's Cleveland's first catch of the season. Pass the other way, caught down to the 20 to the 19-yard line by Zay Perkins. So in two plays, the Tigers have moved from their own 25 down to the 19. So first and 10 Tigers.
And Andrew Indorf throws a tight ball. That means there's no wobbling, no catch, option ball, catch it at either end.
Back to throw again. Lofts it in the end zone for Londano. Touchdown, Towson University Tigers. It only took 3 plays to go 75 yards. Lucas Londano with his first touchdown of the season, and Andrew throwing his 5th of the year. Caden Williams on to try the extra point. How does that make Coach Loxley keep Washington in the game longer?
Nah.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it's good. Timeout on the field. Tigers on the scoreboard. Maryland 41, Towson 7.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a Good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
So Caden Williams, who did not kick off at all in the first half, kicking off for the second time here in this third quarter as the Tigers just went 3 plays, 75 yards. As the Tigers, big play to Cleveland Charlton. And then the touchdown pass to Lucas Londano. Tigers trailing 41-7 to Maryland with 5:42 to go in the third quarter.
And it looks like Trevor Szymanski, the backup center, Steve Szymanski's son, is coming into the game. So they're going to bring in Martin plus change their, it looks like almost their entire offensive line.
Williams kicking to McLaurin. Comes up to the 11-yard line to the 15. 20, breaks it outside and tackled at the 23. Is making the stop there, TJ Sands, a redshirt freshman from Orlando. So a new quarterback, new offensive line, Christian Martin, redshirt freshman from Highland Springs, Virginia, coming in on the year. He's 1 of 5 for 10 yards. Maryland earlier beat Florida Atlantic 39-7 and Northern Illinois 20-9.
Highland Springs High School is a very good football school in the Richmond area. We had James McKeachin that played for us at running back, was from there.
Pass thrown to the near side, caught and immediately thrown down for a loss is a new wide receiver in the game, Zamir Smith, a freshman from Ridgely, Maryland. He lost 3 yards. That's in Caroline County. So 2nd and 13 coming up. Tigers still with their starting defense out there. 2nd and 13. There's a give to Howard. Howard going to gain back the yardage lost on the first play. Well, some of it. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 at the 22. 4:45 to go in the third. The Tigers trailing 41-7. Martin spreads them out. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. As he gets the snap, drops back, looking, firing, downfield, pass caught short of the first down by Caleb Webb, a redshirt junior transfer from Tennessee. And he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. And here comes the punt team. So Bryce McPherson will punt for the second time, a transfer from Notre Dame. John Dunmore drops back to the 26 to receive the punt. Gets a snap. Hits one to the near side, and Dunmore calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 19-yard line, which is where the Tigers will start 1st and 10 with 3:29 to go here in this third quarter. So Towson came in 0-3 all-time against Maryland. About to go to 0-4. We play them again, I think, in 28. Next year, the Tigers with 2 FBS games against South Carolina and against Navy. And I don't think we have an FBS game scheduled for 27 at this point.
I agree. I don't think we do.
And there's another 5-yard penalty on Maryland. I'm not sure what that was. They move it out to the 24-yard line.
The only thing I can think of that would be a legal formation where they didn't have enough people in the line of scrimmage because it was only 5 yards.
So 1st and 10 Tigers at their own 24. Wooten, the running back, splits 3 men left, 1 man to the right. Indorf back to throw, fires, pass, caught at the 30, 35, and a first down up to the 36-yard line. Making the reception, Sam Reynolds. That's Sam's first catch of the day.
I like these underneath routes that Andrew is throwing to his receivers. You know, not putting a lot of pressure on your offensive line to protect for like in a 5-step drop.
1st and 10 at their own 36. Pass to the far side, caught at the 41 and up to the 45-yard line. I believe that's Reynolds again, and his helmet came off. So he's got to come off the field. Nope, actually that was
number 11.
Cleveland Charlton again. His second catch. So he had none coming into today, and he's got 2 today. 2nd and 1 for the Tigers at their own 45. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Indorf back to throw. Firing deep down the far side, looking for Dunmore, incomplete as it's thrown out of bounds. John wanted a flag. He doesn't get it. So now 3rd and 1 coming up for the Tigers. So John Dunmore still has not caught a pass today.
Indorf, he didn't, like he did that previous series when he kept the ball in bounds. He didn't keep it in bounds to give the receiver an opportunity to catch the ball.
2:36 left in the third. 3rd down and 1 Tigers at their own 45. Send the man in motion. Here's a give to Wooten, and Wooten is not going to get the first down.
Nope.
So now 4th and 1. If you're Coach Shinnick, what do you do here?
You go for it.
Clock running at 2:20. The Tigers will quickly get to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and a yard.
Oh, nobody's.
Throws, pass, caught, first down to the 46-yard line goes C.J. Schaefer, the tight end, a sophomore from Waterford, Virginia. Makes his first catch of the season, and the Tigers keep the drive going. So 9 different guys have caught a pass, and the Tigers' leading receiver, John Dunmore, has none of them. Indorf out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Pressure comes, rolling to his left. Now going to take off and run, and he gets hit and stopped.
Good tackle.
Lost a yard on the play, maybe. And an injured Terrapin lying flat on his face.
He gets up now. I don't know. Let me see on the replay. It's number 9.
That's Zahir Mathis, a freshman from Philadelphia. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Tigers. Battles checks in at running back as Wooten leaves. Ball at the Maryland 46. Minute 29 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tigers trail 41-7. Indorf out of the shotgun. Drops back. Pressure comes. Fires. Downfield. Intercepted.
Was he
Nope,
inbounds?
out of bounds.
Yeah. Good effort.
And Indorf was about to get flattened when he threw that pass.
Too long.
So now 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers at the 46 of the Terrapins. Three receivers all split to the near side. Indorf out of the shotgun. Looks to the sideline. Play clock down to 6. Andrew hands off up the middle to Battles, and Battles is battling his way as he gets to the 43, and another helmet comes off for a Terrapin this time. So 4th down and 7 for Towson at the 43 of the Terps. And they're going to punt. So LaFollette drops back to his 42.
He's probably going to kick it to one of the corners so he can try to get it out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Hits a high end-over-end kick. Hits at the 4.
Good job.
Downed at the 1.
Excellent.
By Zakah Brown. So Maryland will start 1st and 10 at the half-yard line with 23 seconds remaining here in this first half. Well, they could call it a touchback? Nope, a penalty on the Tigers.
Re-kick.
They have to kick it over again.
Oh, but Bryce had the opportunity to work on it and did a great job. So let's try to. He gets another turn to try to do it. I don't know if we had 7 people in the line of scrimmage.
So Maryland's had 2 penalties on punts, and now the Tigers have 1 on a punt.
Yeah, I just overheard it say it was illegal formation because they didn't have 7 people in the line of scrimmage.
McLaren standing back at his 7-yard line. LaFollette standing at his 38. Line of scrimmage, the 48-yard line of Towson. LaFollette gets a snap. Hits this one much shorter. Fair catch made by McLaren at the 20-yard line. And the Terrapins will start 1st and 10 there with 16 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. 41-7 Terps. Tigers trailed 34-0 at halftime, so they've played them even here in the 3rd. As Christian Martin comes back out at quarterback. Iverson Howard is the running back. Martin up under center. Wants to throw. Looking. Pressure comes. Rolls out to his right. Going to take off and run, and then slides down at the 20-yard line, as that will end the 3rd quarter. So we've played 45 minutes in College Park. Our score, Maryland 41, Towson 7.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
What's love got to do with office furniture? At Office Furniture Loft, turns out a whole lot. Because when your office feels good, you feel good, and so does your team. From cozy home setups to executive suites, you'll find furniture that fits your style and your budget. Stop by their newly renovated showroom in Owings Mills or fall in love from home at OfficeFurnitureLoft.com. OFL delivers, assembles, and makes sure it's all just right. Visit Office Furniture Loft today.
Office Furniture Loft.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Tigers and the Terps set for the final 15 minutes of this football game. Towson trailing 41-7. Maryland through 3 quarters with 383 yards of offense. The Tigers with 172. Towson has been unable to do anything on the ground. They've rushed it 21 times for just 27 yards. While Maryland 30 carries for 116 yards. And before he left, Malik Washington, tremendous game, 16 of 22, 261 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Tigers, though, just 1 of 11 on third downs, Gordy.
Yep.
Can't keep those drives going.
Nope. Especially in that first quarter when, we had 3 and outs.
2nd and 9 coming up for Maryland at their own 21. They move left to right here in this fourth quarter. Terps split 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side. Martin out of the shotgun. Hands off. Howard up the middle, crosses the 25 to the 27. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. So the Tigers in this 3-game road trip will have won the 2 games they were supposed to win and lose the one that they were supposed to lose.
Well put. That was a close one with Morgan, though.
Martin, 3rd down and 3, fakes the handoff, fires a pass, incomplete. So Maryland on 4th down will be forced to punt the football away. As Dunmore will drop back to receive the kick from the punter, Bryce McPherson. John drops back to his 30-yard line.
I'm sure their decision on defense was try to keep Dunmore off the board in terms of rolling the coverage to him, doubling him.
They've done a good job because he hasn't caught a pass. McPherson stands at his 13. It's a nice punt. Drives Dunmore to the 20. Starts upfield and taken out of bounds at the 21, which is where the Tigers will start 1st and 10. As Towson. We may see a new quarterback.
I think we should. I would.
I believe Nathan Kent is going to come into the game. He is.
Good call.
Nathan Kent will come in at quarterback for the Tigers.
Good call, Coach Spiro.
Starting offensive line is out there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
1st and 10 Tigers at their own 21. Kent, who 2 years ago was the Tigers starter, hands off to Phillips up the middle and he gains 3 yards. Nathan, grad student from Liberty High School in Eldersburg. Second down and 7 coming up from their own 24.
Same high school as one of your favorite players?
Mark Orlando.
Number 83.
Just got inducted into their Hall of Fame.
Did he really?
He did. Second down and 7 for the Tigers at their own 24. Give again to Phillips, and he goes, well, he's able to fall forward across the 25 to the 26. Looked like he was going to get no gain, but kept the feet moving and picked up 2. So third down and 5 coming up for the Tigers at their own 26. 13-17 left in this game. Kent out of the shotgun. Pointing things out. Gets a snap, back to throw. Fires across the middle, incomplete as he short-armed it, trying to get it to Zay Perkins. So now the Tigers will have to punt. I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of back-and-forth punting here in the fourth quarter, Gordy.
I think you're right.
McLaren back at his 25-yard line. LaFollette will punt from his 11.
He had a work day today.
Yep.
What's this, his 7th punt of the day? 8, really, because he punted twice on that one play.
Gets a snap.
Ooh.
And it's blocked. Second punt of the year blocked by LaFollette.
You look at how many white jerseys are downfield for us.
Ball goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line, which is where Maryland will start 1st and 10.
I mean, to me, it looked like he took too long. Maybe
he took too long against Morgan last week, too.
Yeah.
So the Terps will have it 1st and 10 at the Towson 15.
Yep, that's a situation you're going to have a long talk with your special teams coach going into the Youngstown week of prep.
Martin so far has completed 2 of 3 passes for just 6 yards.
I think you'll see 3 runs. Just my opinion.
Well, they have a tight formation. No one split out wide on 1st and 10. Turn, give to Howard up the middle. And he gets down to the 12. A gain of 3 on the play will make it 2nd down and 7. Martin has, or Howard has come in as the second string is out there, and he's rushed now 7 times for 25 yards. 2nd down and 7 for Maryland at the Towson 12. There's a pass caught at the 15 by Howard, and he gets down to the 10. So 3rd down and 5.
I was wrong.
Well, that was not much more than a run play, really. Just swing it out to the back.
I think somebody one time said that's like a long handoff.
Yep. So 3rd and 5 for Maryland at the Towson 10. Martin has completed 3 of 4, but just for 8 yards. This time they do split out receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd and 5 at the Towson 10. Martin throws into the end zone, incompleted pass, trying to get it to Jordan Scott, a junior transfer from Florida State. And they will come on and kick the field goal. So Sean O'Hare looking for his 3rd field goal of the afternoon. This will be a 28-yarder from the near hash mark. With 11:30 left in the game. Snap down, kick up, good. And a flag. A flag in the end zone.
That usually means illegal formation or too many people. But they look like too many people. 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
Timeout on the field. The referee picked up his flag. Maybe he miscounted. We'll come back 44-7 Terps.
At Elite Income Advisors, we believe every great win starts with a great game plan. As the official corporate partner and exclusive financial advisor of Towson University Athletics, we bring the same focus and preparation you see on the field to your financial plan. Elite Income Advisors, your goals, your future, your winning retirement.
Towson University does more than educate. We elevate, creating next-level opportunities for Maryland and beyond. TU is redefining the role of a public university, expanding access to life-changing experiences, raising the bar for collaboration, pushing possibilities at the forefront of teaching and research. Tigers are leading the way. Take TU's incredible momentum and make it yours.
This is where Anne feels most comfortable. But when she started to feel uncomfortable, this is the MedStar Health Urgent Care team that stepped in and consulted with a specialist, then connected her to a leading cardiologist that diagnosed her blocked artery that could be unblocked with life-saving surgery that allowed Anne to heal more quickly, getting her back to where her heart belongs. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Black Bear Nation, let's ride. Go Tigers.
We are Hampton U.
As one. Fly Hawks.
Tap the rock, baby.
Act Geek Prod.
Roll up, baby.
Phoenix Rising. 3 more feet.
Go Tribe.
Go Dogs. One team, one heart.
Maryland set to kick off as they just kicked the field goal to go up 44-7. 11:27 remaining in this game. As the Tigers had brought in Nathan Kent on the last drive. And Nate was 0 for 1.
And, you know, the big thing I think for Coach Shinnick and Coach Loxley is to get out of this game with no injuries. That's huge.
Now the football falls off the tee. So we'll have to reset. Tigers' biggest problem is they have not been able to run the football at all today.
That's the difference, you know, in FBS and FCS.
Short end-over-end kick taken by Sam Reynolds at the 7. Starts up to the 10, to the 15, and down at the 16-yard line.
Not good when you run east and west on kick returns. That's all I'm going to say.
So the Tigers with a long field in front of them at their own 16-yard line.
You know, I was a kickoff and punt returner in high school. Can you believe that? I was. I had an 80-yarder against Polytechnic High School and a 60-yard punt return against Douglas. And I'm not lying.
1st and 10 Tigers at their own 16. Kent to throw. Looking deep, down the middle, has a man. Jason Dawes at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown. 84-yard touchdown pass. Nate Kent to Jason Dawes.
Wow.
His second touchdown reception of the season.
And you know what? I know they weren't in man coverage back. Maryland, you wouldn't be in man there. You'd let the people throw the ball underneath it. Just, with what we got 11 minutes to go in the game.
Wow. So the Terps give up the huge play. As Caden Williams on for the extra point.
Do we onside kick here?
44-14. The Tigers
I would.
Now down by 30 with 11:11 to go. Nice job, Nate Kent.
Nice run after the catch. Yak.
Yeah, Jason Dawes.
Well, he showed some speed.
Jason now has 4 catches for 126 yards on the season, so he's averaging 31.5 yards a catch, and half his catches have been touchdowns.
Yep. Starting next week, I think, you'll continue to see our passing game grow. As long as we can give them good protection and we change those launching pads. And what I mean by that is by throwing the football from different spots on the field, because I really believe this group of receivers is really good.
So Caden Williams to kick off. As he gets set. Kick goes to the far side, take it at the 5, to the 10, 15, 20, and McLaren down at the 23, which is where Maryland will start 1st and 10 with 11:06 remaining in the football game.
You could correct me about this, Spiro, but I think our kickoff coverage has been pretty good today.
It has been good.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for Maryland at their own 23-yard line. As Martin brings them up. Howard stands to his right. Going to throw it in the flat, pass caught at the 20 and taken down immediately by Branson Peters is the receiver. Loss of 3 on the play. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 13. Spread them out. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. There's a give. And nice carry up to the 26-yard line by Howard. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. For Maryland at their own 26-yard line. Martin out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Pressure comes. He gets hit and taken down. Caden White, a grad student from Butler Community College, with the sack of Martin. And Maryland going to be forced to punt. Clock running with 9:30 left in the game. Dunmore back at his 40. And the punter, McPherson, stands back at his 5. And Maryland with a guy late coming on.
And you know what? That happens a lot in, games like this because
now Mike Loxley has to call a timeout, and he's not happy about that.
The guys are over there talking on the sidelines. Got to keep your head in the game. That's what I always tell them.
So the Tigers and the Terps both with 2 timeouts remaining. Towson down 44-14 with 9:05 to go.
See, Mike's walking a lot better. He had both knees replaced a couple summers ago. He's dropped some weight. He's not at his free safety weight yet, though.
No.
He's working towards it.
And you don't have the speed you had as a kick returner.
Yeah, but I'm 75.
Dunmore calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 38, which is where the Tigers will start 1st and 10. You probably don't weigh much more than you did when you were returning punts.
No, I don't.
Timeout on the field. Tigers down 44-14.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
We cater tailgates. Whether you're going to the game or watching from home, invite Mission Barbecue to the party. Homemade, handcrafted, no microwaves, no freezers. Your custom orders made from scratch and smoked daily. We'll take care of everything so everyone can enjoy the game.
The Fox Hollow Training Center is the perfect place to improve your golf game. With 60 hitting stations, multiple chipping and putting greens, even practice bunkers so you can work on getting out of the sand. Plus, you can schedule lessons with PGA professionals and get fit for custom clubs using the newest technology, or just gear up in the fully stocked golf shop. So, get outside, grab your clubs, and practice more this season at the Fox Hollow Training Center. Details at BaltimoreGolfing.com. That's BaltimoreGolfing.com.
Tigers have 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 9 minutes left in this game. Towson trailing 44-14. Nate Kent, who on the last drive hit Jason Doss for an 84-yard touchdown pass. Has Phillips standing next to him, back to throw, going deep again, downfield, incomplete, and flags all over the place. So Maryland going to be called for pass interference. And now Winston Watkins comes in at quarterback for the Tigers.
Oh, the redshirt freshman from Mount St. Joe.
Big kid, 6'5", 245. They'll mark this off 15 yards, so the Tigers will get it. In Maryland territory.
Him and Malik Washington played against each other in high school.
So 1st and 10 Tigers from the 46 of Maryland. Watkins keeps it himself, dives forward to the 43. Pickup of 3 on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 7, and now Nate Kent back in.
Oh, that's interesting. He did that in the Norfolk game, too, right?
Yes.
He came in and ran the ball. It's a big target to tackle.
2nd down and 7 for the Tigers at the Maryland 43. Kent splits 1 man left, 2 to the right. Back to throw. Pressure comes, going to run. Has room. 40, 35, 30. Down to the 28-yard line, so he picks up 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 28 of the Terrapens. First and 10 at the 29, down to 7:45 remaining.
You might feel that hit tomorrow morning. That was a pretty good hit.
Back to throw. Lofts it, right side, incomplete. Flag, pass interference. Trying to hit Cleveland Charlton. So they'll move it half the distance to the goal line. Down to the 14.
On a positive note, we only had 2 penalties today.
Yep.
We're up to 14 first downs, huh?
So 1st and 10 Tigers from the 14 of the Terrapens. Kent takes the handoff, rolls to his left, dumps it off to his tight end, Peyton Faulkner, and maybe a yard on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 9. The Tigers going with no huddle.
In the first 2 plus 3/4 games, we really haven't targeted our tight end a whole lot. Whether it's Faulkner.
Faulkner had 3 catches coming into this game. 2nd and 9 at the 13. Kent hands off to Phillips. Phillips gets down to the 11, gain of a couple, 3rd down and 7.
See those gold shoes? I see that. I think it's a flag.
3rd and 7 coming up for the Tigers at the 11 of Maryland. Split 1 receiver left. That's Dunmore. 3 receivers in a cluster on the right side. Kent gets a snap, drops back, firing for the end zone. Pass overthrown, incomplete. Trying to get it to Zay Perkins. And that'll bring up 4th down, and Caden Williams will come on to try a field goal.
That's the 3rd time we've tried that throw in that right corner. I know you don't like it.
I hate it.
It's not a fade, but it looks like a fade. It's like a wide fade.
Yeah.
You know. And, we always call that hit or miss, right?
Yeah, you're just telling the receiver to run for the pylon in the back corner of the end zone, and you throw it over everybody's head and hope he catches it.
So it also could be called a hope pass.
Williams going to try a 29-yarder from the near hash mark. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:13 remaining in this game, it is now Terps 44, Tigers 17.
Hey, Marylanders! Play Multi-Match, Maryland's only in-state jackpot game from the Maryland Lottery. Lots of Marylanders will play, lots of Marylanders can win, and lots of Marylanders will have fun. The $2 ticket gives you a chance to win a jackpot starting at $500,000. And with drawings every Monday and Thursday, you have plenty of chances to play. Marylanders just have more fun with Multi-Match, Maryland's in-state jackpot game. Please play responsibly.
If you see someone overdosing from drugs or alcohol, don't run. Call 911. Maryland's Good Samaritan law protects you. You cannot be legally arrested, charged, or prosecuted for using drugs or for simple possession. The person overdosing is protected too. If you see the emergency and choose not to help, the law won't protect you. Be a good Samaritan. Call 911, stay and help. Learn more at stopoverdose.maryland.gov. Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Health.
What's love got to do with office furniture? At Office Furniture Loft, turns out a whole lot. Because when your office feels good, you feel good, and so does your team. From cozy home setups to executive suites, you'll find furniture that fits your style and your budget. Stop by their newly renovated showroom in Owings Mills or fall in love from home at OfficeFurnitureLoft.com. OFL delivers, assembles, and makes sure it's all just right. Visit Office Furniture Loft today.
Office Furniture Loft.
Tigers just kicked a field goal. They're down 44-17. 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in this football game in College Park. Maryland won 9 ACC championships when they were part of that conference.
Wow.
Their most successful period was 74, 75, and 76 under Jerry Claiborne. They did win a national championship in 1953. And many people don't remember that Bear Bryant was a head coach here.
Nope. And didn't Maryland have some success with Bobby Ross?
83, 84, and 85, yeah.
And Ralph had some success.
He won it in 2001. They do not have any Big Ten championships listed on their wall. And I don't think they will for a while.
The rich get richer. You know, there's a lot of good teams in that Big Ten. And then, you play that, what do they call that, unbalanced or schedule that, you
Well,
play.
You got 76 teams in the conference. You can't play everybody.
9, they have to play 9 games, right, in the Big Ten. That's I just saw the SEC approved playing 9 games, conference games.
Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback, so the Terps will start 1st and 10 at their own 25. Tigers trailed 34-0 at halftime. So they've outscored the Terps 17-10 in the second half. Good to see Nate Kent get that long touchdown pass. Was the starter 2 years ago. Got hurt and never got his job back last year, Sean Brown. And then this year, the freshman outplayed them both in training camp and won the starting job. 1st and 10 Maryland. I formation behind the quarterback. Give to Howard up the middle. And he gets upended at the 31. Gains 6 on the play, but he's going to feel that tomorrow morning.
No.
Brian Lodge, a junior.
He'll feel that when he's my age.
So 2nd and 4 coming up.
Oh, we were making those substitutions, and we're not going to. Oh man, we got too many people in the field. Yep, we got caught. Oh, unless we took a timeout.
Coach Shinnick got a timeout.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, they didn't make a. Did they make a substitution?
I don't know.
I don't think they did. I think they have a new quarterback in, right? Number 12.
Scores in the CAA. That's Martin. He's been in there.
Oh yeah, Martin's 12. I'm sorry.
UVA has defeated William and Mary 55-16. Ball State leads New Hampshire 21-14 with 6 minutes to go in the second. Holy Cross leads Rhode Island 6-3 with 5.5 minutes to go in the second. Elon and Western Carolina tied at 7 with 1:30 left in the first quarter. And kicking off in 15 minutes, Villanova is at Penn State. So 2nd down and 4 for the Terps at their own 31. 5:43 to go in the game. There's a give to Howard, and Howard fights his way for the 1st down as he crosses the 35. So the Terps will keep this drive going. Terps come up. I formation behind the quarterback, Martin. Long count. Martin turns, gives to Howard. And Howard up to the 39, a gain of 3 over the right side. Terps over 400 yards of offense today. 404 to the Tigers' 281. Maryland's rushed for 138 yards this afternoon. And that was the Tigers' problem. They've only rushed for 51 yards today on 26 attempts. 2nd down and 7 at their own 39. Martin, again, letting that play clock run down, gives to Howard, crosses the 40, up to the 41, will bring up 3rd down and 5. Down to 4:08 to go in the game. So Martin, who is a backup, didn't play in the first 3 3/4 of the game. And he's now got 11 carries for 47 yards. Or 12 carries for 47 yards. 3rd down and 4 at their 42. Martin going to throw. Fires far side. 1st down. Pass caught at midfield. And down to the 47 goes Jordan Scott, the Florida State transfer. And that's another 1st down.
A strong throw by Martin. That was a long way, and that ball was on the money.
He's now 5 of 7 for 16 yards. Everybody's got their substitutes in. 44-17. Martin out of the shotgun. Gives to Howard up the middle. Howard fights to the 44. A gain of 4 will make it 2nd down and 6. And they do not have to run a play to get to the 2-minute warning. So the Terps going to go to 3-0. They head to Wisconsin, who got spanked today by Alabama. And the Tigers will go home to play Youngstown State next Saturday, 6 o'clock, Johnny Unitas Stadium.
Yay. We're home.
Yes.
Even though you and I did the Morgan game at home.
Yeah, right. That's a 2-minute warning. We come back with the conclusion here in College Park.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Here we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Homeowners, we get your hesitations, but your home, it's your biggest investment. Instead of waiting, now is the time to remodel smart with Total Craftsman. We help you maximize your budget, increase your home's value, and create a space you truly love. At Total Craftsman, we're licensed, insured, and backed by 40 years of making homeowners so happy they become family. Invest wisely. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, and more with confidence. For a free consultation, visit TotalCraftsman.com.
Football is here. The snacks are out, the games are on, and your lucky jersey remains unwashed. But it's just not football season until you've played Raven scratch-offs for the Maryland Lottery. Play now for a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly. You can also enter non-winning tickets into second chance drawings for chances to win $10,000, season tickets for 20 years, or a trip for 2 to Cincinnati for an away game. Kick off some fun with Raven scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Tigers trailing Maryland 44-17 as we are at the 2-minute warning. Maryland's got 2nd down and 6 coming up at the Towson 44-yard line. Tigers do have 2 timeouts left. I don't think they would use them.
If he does, I'll strangle you. It's a 3-hour and 20-minute game already.
So the Terps will have to run it at least once, maybe twice, to get the first down and be able to kneel. And now we've got a new quarterback in the game. That's Roman Jensen, a redshirt freshman from Lewisberry, Pennsylvania. On 2nd down and 6 at the 44-yard line of the Tigers. Tight formation. Howard, the only man behind the quarterback, who's up under center. Turns, gives to Howard. Up the middle, and Howard dives close to the first down, and he may have it. And I think he does. So now,
take a knee.
The Terps can take a knee. So again, the Tigers will fall to 2-1. Maryland will go to 3-0. And for the Terps, this is their last non-conference game of the year. The Tigers, of course, with one more next week against Youngstown State. They did not give him the first down. Okay? So it's 4th and 1. Or 3rd and 1, excuse me.
And they had moved the chains.
Yeah, so they had to set the chains back. So 3rd and 1 coming up for Maryland at the 39 of the Tigers with 1:35 left. Well, what's the delay now?
I think it's a clock.
Yep.
That's what I'm assuming. It was the play clock.
So the Tigers have 3 of their next 4 at home. Again, home against Youngstown next Saturday. Then the following week, up to Rhode Island to play Bryant. And then come home for 2 in a row against Elon and Monmouth before taking their bye week. And then off to Stony Brook. Now we're set. 1:44 to go. Clock rolls. 3rd down and 1, Maryland at the Towson 39-yard line. Just letting this play clock run. Quarterback Jensen gets the snap, keeps it himself, hit and loses a yard back at the 40. The clock rolling. You would imagine that Coach Loxley will just try to go for it on 4th down. It would leave the Tigers with only about 38 seconds left.
Got to come up with a better play than a fresh quarterback running the ball.
So 4th down and 2 at the 40. Down to 48 seconds left. I formation behind the quarterback Jensen. Gets a snap, gives to Howard. Howard dives for the first down at the 37. That'll stop the clock to move the chains, and they do not have to snap the ball again. So the Terps to 3-0, the Tigers to 2-1, as this one will come to an end. We'll come back, take a look at the final stats. Final score this afternoon, it was Maryland 44, Towson 17.
When Sarah and her family came to Total Craftsman Home Remodeling, their kitchen felt cluttered, cramped, and old. There was no room for socializing, no space to cook together, and no place for the kids to do homework without moving things around. They had a vision, and we helped bring it to life. Total Craftsman Home Remodeling helped them reimagine their space with a new layout, custom storage, warm lighting, and a timeless design. All within their budget and on time, like only experienced professional teams can do. We believe your home should work for your life, not the other way around. Today, Sarah's Kitchen excites them. It's where they gather at the end of a long day, host neighbors and loved ones, and finally have space and inspiration to create their own masterpiece meals. Total Craftsman Home Remodeling, licensed, insured, and exciting Baltimore homeowners for more than 3 decades. Visit TotalCraftsman.com to schedule your free estimate. Fall projects are being scheduled now.
Tigers fall to Maryland this afternoon by a final of 44-17. Taking a look at the final team stats, Maryland finishes with 428 yards of offense on 71 plays. The Tigers 281 on 55 plays. For Towson, Andrew Indorf, 12 of 25, 145 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He was sacked 3 times. 3 Tigers caught 2 passes, Cleveland Charlton, Lucas Londano, and Al Wooten. The big play of the day for the Tigers, though, was Jason Doss. He only had 1 catch, but it was for 84 yards and a touchdown. Tigers leading rusher battles 7 carries, 16 yards, and Gordy. That was the story for Towson early on. They could not get the run game going, couldn't sustain anything, and Maryland just took advantage.
Yeah, and you came up with that statistics. They were 1 for 7 on 3rd down plays, and how many times did we punt in the first half? I mean, we came back and we played much better in the second half. I have to give it to the team. They didn't give up. They went out and fought, and that'll help going into the game next week against Youngstown.
Malik Washington, the stud freshman quarterback, had a great game. 16 of 22, 261 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So Gordy and I will be back with you next Saturday, 6 o'clock, as the Tigers take on Youngstown State. Gordy and I with you, and we hope to see you at the U. So again, the final score this afternoon, Maryland 44, Towson 17. Until next week, have a nice last week of summer.